on and speak to you all. I actually was just thinking how much I miss just doing YouTube videos because I'm always speaking to myself or speaking to others publicly, depending on where I am, about just stuff that's happening in the world. So I really do miss doing this, and it's really my passion to talk about current events and topics and everything on a level that is factual, on a level that is factual. And so I wanted to come on here because I just miss it. I do miss it. So I know it's late. Hi, Sharon. How are you? It's interesting how you're in my room and I don't see anyone. Okay, now it says one. One person's on here. So, did you hear the news about Sunny Hostin? Which is not surprising because when I was making videos, I was saying it the whole time. I'm like, the woman is not even black. And if she is black, she would be like half or maybe less than half. She's white. You're terrible. Oh, you're sick. What do you have? I'm sorry. I'm sorry for that. But yeah, so a lot of people are just getting the kick out of the news about her and everything. And again, I was not surprised because when I saw her mother and everything, I'm like, yeah, her mother is like a white woman. Her mother is European. Her mother is from Spain, right? And those people are considered to be Caucasian. And so, and I've been saying that for a long time when I used to make videos and everybody used to say, oh, you're lying. Oh, you just don't like her. I'm like, no, she is white. Her mother is from Europe. She's a white woman. She's not Puerto Rican. She's a white woman, right? So she's half, you know, probably less than half. Um, and so it's like, my thing is like, your people had slaves. And here's the thing, I don't care that the whole, this couldn't happen to a more horrendous person, right? Here's my thing. I don't care that her family or her ancestors had slaves. I don't care. That's in the past. But her problem is she didn't know her history. Or maybe she had an inkling about her history and she didn't want to go through the truth of that, right? And so here's the thing. I'm not a hypocrite. I don't care about what her parents did. But had she thought she was who she says she would care about how other family members had slaves. And so now that she's a part of that group, she cannot use that same rhetoric about people who had slaves. And so if you want to talk reparations, okay, well, give the people their money. You owe people money, right? And so it's like, if anything, those people from Spain, if you do want to talk race, you know, they are worse than the average hillbilly here in America in terms of being prejudiced and racist and stuff like that. You have a tooth infection? Oh, I'm sorry. So yeah, so I was not surprised. I was not shocked when that came out. And I'm like so tired of the propaganda that show has. I'm really and to me, it's just so bothersome that people still believe the stuff that they say. It's really bothersome. It's like the old adage, when you're liberal, when you're young, you have a heart. When you're older and you're conservative, you have a brain. It's time for people to have a brain, right? And stop thinking about their feelings and think about their brain and use their brain to have logical reasoning. And people don't have that, you know? So yeah, I mean, her mother is white. She's a white woman, right? So it's like she can't use that anymore. And again, I'm not a hypocrite. I don't care about her past history. But this couldn't happen to a worse person that always talks about things that happened in the past, right? It's like she wants to be black so bad. You understand? And I do see that she has an identity issue because she does not relate with her Spanish culture, as she said before, because you know a lot of the Spanish people, they have issues. You know, there's a lot of racism towards the black people, so that's why she always felt inclined with the black culture. But again, it's like, you're not even, if I was on that show, I would look at this woman in her face and say, well, you're not black, you know? And so it's like they have a Republican on there that can't say, I'm like, you're not black. You're not. And I would like you to challenge me on that because you're not black. I'm probably more blacker than her if you want to categorize me. It's like, you're not black, lady. You're not, you know? So So stop it. Stop all the propaganda. Um, Unfortunately, I'm depressed because I'm sick, but glad to see you. I'm sorry that you're sick. Why do you have a toothache? Yeah, I'm just so tired about the propaganda. And it's like another thing I am so tired about, Sharon, is the people who are advocating and saying there's misinformation are the same people who are giving out the misinformation. You know, and that's what I'm so tired. I'm so tired of the past 4 years of the people who are saying that person is a propagandist, this person is giving misinformation. Those same people who are talking about it are the people who are giving out the misinformation, you know. So it's annoying and it's aggravating. Yes, I can see this. Um, but yeah, so this couldn't happen to a more horrendous person. Yeah. And it's just like, get over it. You're a rich woman. You're not the exception. Anybody can get to where they are or where she is through hard work and consistency and being persistent. You know, you don't really have to be super smart to be highly successful in life. And I'm just like, I get so tired of hearing propaganda from that show. And it's like, there comes a time where you have to evolve. It's like if you don't evolve within your mindset, then something is wrong with you, right? And it's like it's concerning because I was just thinking about this just now. And the other day, I was talking to this person. I was like, I went to the barbershop last year, and there is a 65-year-old black man that tells me you need a voter ID, which is a special ID, to go and vote. I'm like, no, the voter ID is called a driver's license. The voter ID is called a state ID. It's what you use to buy a drink. It's what you use to travel. It's what you use to rent a car. It's the same ID you use for those things that you're going to use for voting. And it's like a man that's old enough to be my father or my grandfather is supposed to be educating me. And so when I go to a black barbershop, I know what room I'm in. I know I'm in a room full of Democrats. I know that 100%. And so I like to be in rooms where I can feel challenged, right? And so a lot of times women, they ask, well, what do men talk about in barbershop? Men gossip in barbershops, and they talk politics, they talk football, they talk about a lot of stuff. And so it's like, how can you be that age and just believe the stuff that you believe? And that's because, you know, that's because the generational curse of what government did has snowballed effect to today's time. There has been no solution, or there has been no fixing in terms of how they think, right? And it's like, really, dude, 65 years old and you think that way? You can't be that stupid. I took 2 Gravel and a sleeping pill and fall asleep. Oh, it's okay. You can fall asleep. But yeah, so it's like, I'm supposed to be educated by this person is supposed to be educating me. Why am I giving this person information? And I'm like, it's not even funny. It's sad. Like, it's so sad that people actually think that a voter ID is different from a driver's license or a state ID. It's really sad. And so just the other day, Meek Mill says he listens to Candace Owens. And like, so certain people are waking up, you know, like I've watched some of her stuff, and there is not one moment where this woman has says anything bad about her own community. If anything, that girl wants to elevate her community. She wants to help her community. She has not once said any curse word. I haven't heard her say anything like just senile about her community. If anything, she wants to help. And so it's people who watch these small clips that CNN or USA Today or The Guardian that likes to use, or these Democrat politicians that like to do. And the small clips that you watch is going to make a person look bad. You need to watch the full clip, you know? And so certain people are waking up finally, you know? And it's like you have, if you're not evolving, you're not learning. That's all. You have to evolve. So again, it's just like it couldn't happen to a worse person. You know, it's like she is literally the worst person that thing could happen to, because every day she just tout propaganda and stuff like that. Like, girl, you're rich. Your son goes to Harvard. Probably got in because of who you are. As opposed to, you know, studying and getting in on his own accordance. He got in because of you. And it's like, you know, like you're not the exception. How are you doing? I'm doing okay. The thumbnail had me dying. Well, that's her thumbnail. I didn't filter it. That's the thumbnail. I did not filter that. That's how her mom looks. You know? So, is this in real life? Darnell. Okay, I don't know why I get these random people in here. How are you doing? I'm doing all right. How are you? Hi, Dominique. Sharon, did you fall asleep? Thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, so I miss coming on YouTube and making these videos, but it's like the reason why I just stopped because I just lost the motivation and because what I thought before is not what I think now, and it's you know, but you never know. I know I may do something because it's like I literally left the gas station and I was asking this woman. I'm like, so like, what do you think was going on in the world now? Black lady. She's like, oh, I don't pay attention to that, and I know they don't. It's like, well, do you vote? She said no. I'm like, I don't. I was like, well, I don't blame you for not voting, but a lot of people don't pay attention to stuff and they just vote. If I ask someone, well, why do you want Joe Biden? Oh, so I can get that stimmy. That's not a reason to vote for someone. And a stimulus check, $600 for 365 days a year is not a reason to vote for someone. You need a job. Stop relying on the government for money. So it's like these people don't know who they're voting for. They're just doing it because they want a stimmy. They want free money, which is like $600. Uh, so hello. I don't know if these people are real, but okay, whatever that means. So no Joe, no Trump. So it's like, we just need, and it's like The View is again is a propaganda show. All of them at that table cannot admit that he's a horrendous president. He's just horrible. They just can't do it. And it's because, again, the media has a thing called corporate philosophy, where it's like you have to follow a certain narrative, to work for the company, right? And so it's highly uncomfortable for someone to sit there at that table and say, no, he's a bad president, because they're bought and sold, and that's the thing that they follow. And so this is why that show, like they call Fox News, is an entertainment show, because that show is no different than what's his name, Gutfield, right? It's the same show, or The Five. It's the same thing. So they like to call those shows entertainment. They're not. A journalistic program. Well, you guys are the same thing, you know. At least with them, they kind of go on facts. At least, like, people like to say Tucker Carlson does this, da 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 da. Like, the man just went overseas to interview Putin. You cannot be a stupid person and interview a man like Putin. You can't be stupid, you know. And so, to me, what this man is doing, if I had to level up based off of truth and lies, I would put him at number one at the gate, because what he is doing is actual journalism, what he is doing. And so there's certain things that I'm not going to know about Ukraine, because, again, Ukraine is a place that is loved by these big establishments. So all I'm going to hear is Russia bad, Ukraine good, right? I'm not going to hear another side to the story, because, again, just like those people failed to say Joe Biden is XYZ, everything is positive, it's the same thing with Ukraine. And so I'm just tired of the propaganda. I'm just so tired of it. It's crazy. So yeah, and I just wish people would wake up. I just wish people would wake up and stop believing what these people say. So yeah. And I even remember, like, some local news journalist said, oh, Zelensky. This is when we first heard about it. She's like, oh, Zelensky's is making this bipartisan, da 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 da. I'm like, how stupid can you be? You understand? It's like about the shots in the beginning. If you said anything bad about the shots, you're like an anti-vaxxer or this or that. No, how about we think for ourselves? The same people who want to advocate for body autonomy are telling other people who don't want to take that shot that they're an anti-vaxxer. But wait, what happened to body autonomy? What happened to my body, my choice? It's the same thing. And this is why I can't deal with that leftist anymore, because they're a cult, and it's like they believe in diversity only if your messaging is like theirs. Well, that defies the definition of diversity. That's not what diversity means. Diversity means difference of opinions. So if someone's opinions is different from yours and you tell them you're not one of us, well, you're not a diverse party. You're called a cult. That's what you are. And so this is why I can't deal with them anymore, because they're so hypocritical. They're so hypocritical. Even the people who are highly left, like Joe Rogan, is not even. It's like the highly leftist people are called, like, Republicans today. So even the people who are like former Democrats are now called like Republicans. It's because that party changed. It's not what it once was. And so those people like the Bill Maher's and the Joe Rogans, they're called Republicans when they aren't Republicans. They just know that the party today is on Looney Tunes. It's crazy. It's something different. They don't believe in freedom. They don't believe in the word liberal anymore. Libere, freedom. That's what that means. It's Latin. They don't believe in that. They believe in being controlled. That's what they do. That's what they believe in. And it's no, I wouldn't even say it's very smart. It's called having common sense. And the fact that what I'm saying today is considered very smart diminishes what being educated is or what being smart is, right? I thank you for the compliment, but no, that's the access I have is what is the access that everyone else has, right? So that's what I'm saying. So stop watching these small clips, watch the full clip in totality, and stop believing what these certain outlets are saying about people. I hate them both so much. I don't hate anyone. I just don't like the propaganda. That's all. I don't like the propaganda. Literally, my neighbor, he's like late 60s. Like, oh, what did Joe Biden do? Why is he bad? Like, dude, you're supposed to be telling me. You're supposed to be educating me. Why should I be educating you? You know. So yeah. And so with me, if I see mass media outlets hating on a man or hating on a person, I'm going to look up this man and I'm going to research this man to find out why they hate him. I don't even know why people hate Putin, honestly. I don't. Like, why should I hate Putin? For what? Because CNN is telling me to hate him? You know? If I should hate Putin, and if you should hate Putin as an American, then you need to hate Joe Biden too. Because Joe Biden is on a level that is worse than Putin because he killed way more people than Putin did. If you hate Putin, then you should definitely hate Joe Biden. You should definitely hate Barack Obama because those two people combined killed like 2-3 countries in totality, in terms of population. You should hate the Clintons. You should hate the Bushes. The list goes down. So it's like, why should I despise a man named Putin? Because no, it's like, tell me why. Let me see what he did. So I don't know why I should hate Putin. Like, it's like, how is he a war criminal when the people who I'm supposed to look up to and respect to tell him that tells me I should vote for them because, they care for people of color. Like but at the same time, they're killing people that are considered minorities and people of color in other countries. Again, propaganda, propaganda. I believe in truth, Ernest. That's what I believe in. Truth. So when Joe Biden called him a butcher, I'm like, dude, you are times infinity worse than that man. Like, you are a butcher. You killed your own son. That you don't even know the date and time this man died, your own son. You killed him. You killed your own son. You contributed to the causation of his death. You approved the Iraqi war with George W. Bush. That's why that boy, Beau Biden, died. Stage 4 glioblastoma, the same cancer, or stage 5, the same cancer that John McCain has. Like, you contributed to that. That's how he died. And you don't even know the time and the day this man died. And you contributed to the war knowing that war was based off of propaganda. But at the same time, people vote for that? Come on now. While the other guy, as dramatic as he is, he didn't start any wars. Trump, So it's like he killed his own son. And so to watch The View and them not talking about what Joe Biden did and how he contributed to the demise and the defeat of his own son, to me, it's like, again, is anybody real on that stage going to say something? Like, he killed his son. I don't know, as a man, how can you live at night knowing that you contributed to your son's death? Knowing that the war was fake. And then years down the line, years ago when you were having a primaries, when Rachel Maddow asked him that question, he apologized. Well, no, an apology doesn't bring innocent civilians in Iraq back. An apology doesn't bring your son back who suffered in the hospital because you decided to approve a war with George W. Bush. Let's be real, So it's like, again, people don't want to hear the real. They want to pick and choose what to say to benefit their narrative. So here's the thing. So you asked me a question, Ernest. It's like If you want to talk about a problem, let's talk about the whole problem. Let's not pick and choose what problems to talk about to support your benefit. That's what people do. And that's called hypocrisy, right? You understand? It's like people want to pick and choose. They don't want to talk about the whole pie of the problem because that other pieces or the pieces of the pie is going to affect them. It's like, well, no, leave it alone, right? Because if you want to talk racism, let's talk about it at the fullest extent. Let's not pick and choose about what is racist, right? Let's talk about everything. Let's talk about how Black Africans contributed to slavery. Let's not talk about British people or the French. Let's talk about everything, the full pie, right? And so the problem with people today, the problem with the society as a whole, upper 90% of people, they just want to talk about issues that affect them so they can claim victim mentality. They don't want to talk about issues that their culture or that their people, their identity, whatever you want to call it, does. Because again, that doesn't benefit, oh, I'm a victim. So it's like, let's talk about everything. So if you're not ready to have that conversation, then leave racism alone. Leave it alone. And so that's what I'm tired about. So people don't want to have that conversation. So leave it alone. So that's my thing about it. So when people ask about racism, right? They're not ready for the conversation I'm in them. So if a Chinese American, if a Korean American girl from California talks about race, I'm like, well, your culture contributes to it. You're talking about white privilege. You can't bring a Black man home. Isn't that racist? Aren't you contributing to racism? Your parents will not allow you to bring a Black person home. So the next thing in line, if you don't marry your nationality, you have to marry white. And that's not my opinion. There's studies that support this. And I see a lot of Vietnamese people that do this. And again, so it's like, I don't care what your parents believe in. If that's what they believe, I don't care. But the problem is, don't talk about racism when you're not contributing yourself as that problem, because your culture is contributing to it. And you're not ready to have that conversation. So again, leave it alone if you don't want to have the 100% conversation, right? So that's my thing. Yes, picky choosers. And that's what most people are. They don't want to have the real conversation. Again, if you don't want to have the whole conversation, leave it alone. But I got to go. Okay, get better. So that's why I stopped making videos. Because people are not ready to have these real conversations. And it's like, again, I'm just tired of the people who are saying misinformation, blah, blah, blah. Those are the people who are giving the misinformation. Those are the people. Not the people who are blamed, not the people who are to be blamed about it. Usually it's the person that's saying it that's giving the misinformation. So it's like, and I'm so hell-bent, especially about the past 4 years. I'm just so tired of the BS that the media has caused and the fact that people believe it. And I don't know. I'm not sure. Had I not been interested in this industry, maybe I would be just like you all. Maybe I would not know what I know, right? I don't know, But it's like, just read. The access I have is what you have. There's no reason for stupidity in 2024. It's like you have access to information, to many things that people overseas would love to have access to. Read. That's all it takes. And the problem is people know that humans, specifically Americans, are lazy and they don't want to do their reading. They just like to talk about stuff they have nothing, they have no knowledge about. They like to talk about things they have no knowledge about. That's the problem. It is a choice. Yes. So yeah, it's stupid. That's the thing, So it's like, if I go to a Black barbershop, it's like, I know what room I'm in. I know automatically full of Democrats. I know they like Joe Biden. I know it's like, everything is like, Trump is bad, Biden is good, CNN is on the TV. And so I know what room I'm in, right? And so I know that my perspectives are going to be way different from theirs. Their perspective is going to be something that's really old, outdated, voter ID, bad, different. And it's like, again, I don't care that you're transgender. And speaking of the LGBT, no one cares what you do in your bedroom. There's not one person I met that's Republican that cares. that cares. It's like, here's the thing. It's like Obama gave you your rights, right? And then so now you are entering in a space that does not make sense, right? It's like, I don't see people who are who love to do burlesque, who love to show their body as art, reading to kids at a library or in the school systems. Why is a drag show in libraries? Drag shows is an adult is an adult event. It's not for children. So what are you trying to do? So what are you trying to do? And you're trying to bring back pedophilia. It's like there's no other way around. It's like, why are you at these events? You're not supposed to be at schools. What are you trying to do? And I would say this for any adult content, whether it's heterosexual, homo, it's like you don't bring that to the school systems. You don't, right? You understand? And it's like, I wish someone would talk about this, because like, what is your ulterior motive? Because you have an ulterior motive if you're bringing that and you're reading to kids, as someone that looks like a clown, right? Or a costume. It's like, there's no way around it. Why are you in schools? Why do you want a 5-year-old to know about pronouns? I remember 10 years ago, 15 years ago, used to bring a waiver home, 7th grade, if you can get permission to learn about biology. And if parents say no, then leave it alone. They're in study hall. They do extra curricular activity, or they're in PE or whatever. And so it's like, now there's certain states that are saying it's not the parent's business if a child feels like they should be transgender. Well, no, it's the parent's business. And that's the problem. The government wants to be the parent of their child. So it's like a state or states are saying that if a child feels like they are transgender, it's not the parent's right to know. Huh? So at this point, what they're trying to do is have full government control, a full communist control of a parent's child in many states. That's what they're trying to do. So they want to bring communism in this country. They want to bring what President Xi in China did for 40 years, telling a parent they can have one child. And if you have 2 children, prepare for that child to be adopted or killed. That's what they're trying to do, right? And so it's like, how dare you as a school system tell me as a parent, if my child feels a certain way and I'm not allowed to know about it, how dare you do that? The audacity. That's not your call. That's my child, And so that's the problem in today's society. It's like we are entering a realm that is from other countries. We are entering a realm where other people leave other countries to come to this country for a reason, for freedom, right? And so now we're becoming those countries, those very same countries people escape from, right? So it's like, that's the thing, leave the kids alone, leave them alone. That's the problem. And here's another thing, this whole feminist movement, like, I understand back in the 60s, like equal rights for women, women not being traumatized by men, being abused by women. And so now the whole feminist movement has turned into super radicalization now, where it's like a woman wants to be equal to a man. Biologically, you are not equal to a man, and you will never be, right? And so now women are confused to where they want to have these arguments and these debates with men, saying that they are the leaders of the household, that they make the decisions, that they are leaders. And I'm like, well, no, you're not the leader. You're a leader in your femininity, but you're not a leader of the household. The last call between a heterosexual household goes to a man. If you get an intruder coming into your house physically as a woman, unless you're Ronda Rousey, unless you do MMA like her, you cannot take down a man like how a man could take down another man. You just can't do it. So naturally, men are leaders, not a woman. And so a lot of women are so confused about this that now they're trying to literally attack masculinity. And not only that, you have these trans women that are attacking what it means to be a woman. And so it's like they're fighting what it means to be a woman. They're fighting women as that. Women are accepting that. A lot of them are. And then at the same time, those women, those biological women, are now attacking men and dishonoring men and saying that they're not actual leaders. And this is what the feminist movement is today. That's what it is. So it's like you're literally attacking what it means to be a man biologically, and at the same time, you're accepting this new thing about a trans woman coming into your realm as a woman, using new words and telling you cannot say you're a woman. You have to say you're a cisgender. You have to say you are a breastfeeding person. You have to say you are a menstrual cycle person, and you cannot say you are a woman. Does that not sound confusing and crazy to you? That you're attacking a man for what it means to be a man. You're saying you're equal to a man, and then there's this other group coming in attacking what it means to be a woman. That's the society we live in today. It's crazy to me. It's crazy. It's crazy, you know. And this is going all over the world. It's not just America. This is going in the Middle East. This I've never thought I'd live a day in my life as a Middle Eastern man whose parents came from overseas that I would hear an Arab girl who never entered in America say that she wants to be equal to a man. I've never in my life heard that before. I'm like, well, what does that mean? What do you mean equal to a man? Oh, I want to be an educated woman, but at the same time, I want to take care of the kids. I want to be a housewife. I'm like, okay, well, what does that have to do with being equal to a man? What do you mean by that? And so you're watching too much TikTok. What does that mean? And so a lot of these countries, by the way, who don't like America, a lot of these countries, they are watching us like hawks. Literally, they are looking what America does, and then they are emulating what we do in their countries. And they're becoming Americanized and modernized, but they've never entered foot into America. You know, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, China, a lot of these people, they're looking at us and they're copying us, and they're like a child, like a sponge, and they're watching us and they're literally emulating what we do, right? So I'm like, well, what does that mean? What does that mean? Because if you're educated and you take care of the kids, well, that has nothing to do with feminism or equality with a man and woman. That's just something that you prefer to do. What do you mean by that? And they can't explain it because they don't know what the hell they're talking about, you know? So it's like it just the world is crazy. Now, for so many years before, I want to change in certain areas, but the change that has happened literally like went to a whole nother level that I've never thought that it would take. And so a lot of people that advocated for change, that want change, are now saying, you know what, this is too much. Like, we didn't realize that the change is going to go to this level, because this level right now is totally extreme and doesn't make sense, where we are making up new words that doesn't apply to the DNA of a man or the DNA of a woman. And we are becoming a country that is not who we are to the core, you know? So and that's the thing, you know? That's the thing. And so in these other countries, when you hear people say people in those countries don't like America, they don't. They don't like America. But at the same time, they want to come here, right? And so it's like a Saudi Arab man more than likely does not like America, but they want to come to America. They want the college degrees. They want the opportunities. They want the job opportunities. You know, they want that citizenship. And this is why I'm against visas. I know when Trump was elected, he tried to get rid of a visa called the lottery visa program. And so many people from Africa, the Middle East, different countries are coming here on that program, where every year they generate countries who have a low statistical rate of immigration, and they're able to apply for these visas. And then within like 5 years, they get a social and they become a full citizen. And I'm against that, because we're bringing so many people from Somalia, from Morocco, from Sudan, from other areas of the world, and they don't like America. So that's a security issue. Because my criticism of the American government is different. It's on a lower level than how they feel about America. If someone hates America, that's on a higher level. That's on a higher level, right? It's like a radical Boston bomber type of level, or it could be there. And so it's like we are giving these visas left and right to people that don't like us, but at the same time want the resources we provide. And so in the world of Ann Coulter, well, we don't get the good ones here. She's correct. We don't get the good ones here. We get people come here that don't speak English. People come here that thinks our government is pristine and clean, because they offered them a bone, and so more than likely they're going to align and vote what government says to do. And so it's like, you know, she's correct. We don't get the good ones here. We get 8 to 10 million people that came from Mexico within the past 4 years of the presidency of Joe Biden. They don't speak English. They don't know about our history. They can't pass the civics exam. They come here for free. They get, you know, free healthcare about to happen in California. You know, they get prepaid free taxpayer dollar, prepaid cards that's going to happen under what's his name, under the bald-headed black guy in New York, his lack of leadership. It's like they are literally they are disrespecting our police and punching policemen in New York without having accountability. And so it's like they are disrespecting our soil. If I go to China and I do that in China, you damn right they're gonna put me in jail, right? If I go to China and I apply for a 5-year visa in China because I'm an American, they're going to investigate me to the fullest extent of the law. Why can't we do that for other countries? Why is that racist when we do it, but other countries can do it? And again, that's the thing I don't like about this hypocrisy. That's the thing. You know, it's hypocritical. You know, it's do you guys not understand the hypocrisy that comes with it? It's literally hypocritical. You know, it's like let's be fact based 100%. Let's not pick and choose when to say things because it benefits the narrative. You know, and that's the problem in society. People don't want to have they want to have these conversations, but they don't want to have it in totality, and that's the problem. So it's like if you don't want to have it, then leave it alone because you don't want to have the conversations that that should be brought to the table. Thank you. I appreciate it, Dominique. I stopped making videos. I'm a content creator. I'll just email you. Well, I'm not back. I'm just on here. I come on here every now and then. I hate them both so much. I don't do politics anymore. No, see, here's the thing. Like when I was in school, teachers made politics boring. It was like, here's a packet, read a book, fill out this information. It's like, and that's not teaching. And so they made it really boring. And so not until after college, I started to really get into it, especially when it affected my life, you know, the past 4 years, right? And it's like, even one person in college who was like my professor, or who was trying to be a professor. I saw him at Starbucks, and we started like I started talking, and then he was like at that time when he was teaching me like years ago, he was working on his dissertation, and he said he left the educational field because his boss wanted him to insert fertility rates and governmental benefits and correlate that to fertility issues. And so he didn't like that his boss was literally giving his political viewpoint and to put that in his paper, right? So basically liberalism, right? Um, and so I was like, well, when I took your class, I'm like, you know, at that time, politics wasn't really my forte because people just make it boring. But now, when it starts to affect your life, that's when you start really getting into it. And so it's like we're watching people on CNN that's being paid like millions of dollars, like Charlemagne. Charlemagne is one of the stupidest, richest persons of all. The man doesn't speak well. The man doesn't know what he's talking about. He's literally on, the intellect of Cardi B, doesn't know anything. And it's like, why are we looking at what he says? What credibility does a man who's like a high school dropout, an alleged rapist, literally lived under Wendy Williams for 5 years for free, probably got into a relationship with her ex-husband, allegedly. Like, what credibility does this man have? Nothing. He has no credibility. These people make several $1,000,000 a year. They get a lot of powerful people that come to their show, like Nikki Haley. Nikki Haley knows they're stupid. That's the reason why she went on their show. She knows. She knows Charlemagne is dumb. She knows DJ Envy is stupid. So she can handle herself, right? She knows that, right? So they're not going to go on shows that are literally going to put like a hammer on them, put their feet to the fire. They're not going to do that. So she knows. Joe Biden knows Cardi B's dumb. So yeah, of course. Of course he's going to do an interview with Cardi B. She's stupid. She can't even speak English, right? So it's like, again, these people who have many followers, who are all over the news, who can't even speak English, who has a speech impediment, aka Charlemagne. It's like, what credibility does this person have? None, zero, no credibility, nothing. People always picking and choosing. Exactly. Get up, work. I just like everyone. But I got to go. Okay. So that's my thing. It's just like, again, if we want to have conversations about controversial issues, or I don't like to call it controversial issues because I think we should have conversations about everything. Then again, take the shackles off 100% and not pick and choose what to talk about to benefit you. Stop stereotyping countries. No, I'm not stereotyping countries. The countries I've actually named are a part of my identity, but I don't do the whole identity politics. So again, I'm able to speak truth that affects the society that I grew up in. But a lot of people can't do that, right? People don't have that gift because again, that goes back to hypocrisy. They can't have conversations that affect their religion or affect their identity, right? Because again, that makes them uncomfortable. And again, that's why I say leave those conversations alone. If you don't want to have it to the fullest extent, leave it alone. Leave it alone. Um, he's saying that things that Americans talk about are stupid. That's not what I'm saying. I did not say that. I didn't say the things that Americans talk about are stupid. So you're not listening. You need to work on your listening. You have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Why did the transportation get kicked off the plane? Okay. This is what it's like at the top of the iceberg. Are you good at right? That's what we've been saying the whole time. Stop the agenda and stop targeting. Yeah, it's like that's what they're doing. That's their goal. Their goal is to literally target kids. I mean, there's no other way to put it. Like, I don't really understand. They want the kids. They do. Also, Biden wrote in How I Learned to Love New World Order. My mom says I fart too much. Okay, I'm only first. Yo, you guys are funny. Equal rights, equal rights. It's so annoying that how you hit men movement and dragging them to the ground. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like a lot of women. They're so busy in wanting to be leaders and literally attacking what masculinity means and what it means for a man to do his job. But at the same time, there's this new other tribe coming in that is attacking what it means to be a woman. It's like my mom is not a costume. I will never in my life call my mother a cisgender woman, a breastfeeding person, a menstrual cycle person. Like I don't want to get slapped, first of all, and the second of all is like my mother's not a costume. She's not a costume. You know, my mom can't pick and choose when to erase womanhood or not because she's a woman. These people can. It's like you can put a strap on, a boob strap on, you can put a makeup, a wig, and you can literally take it on and take it off. You know, it's like women can't. You understand? So it's like it's literally Halloween. That's what it is. It's like you can take it on, you can take it off. And here's another thing that's so hypocritical. It's like, you know, okay, Rachel Dolezal, she wasn't 100% truthful of who she was, right? But isn't that identity? Isn't that what that party stands for? That's exactly who she identifies with. She identifies as a black woman. So why are people crucifying her when not only she identifying as it's like she's doing the work and she's putting in the work. So that's another thing is like they literally destroyed this woman's career based off of a belief that they believe in. So it makes no sense, you know? You are a menstrual cycle. When did I come in on? My mom says, okay, little nose, you got no jaw, China. Bro is a professional in sassy politics, Trump. Or are we spending too much money on war? Yeah, and that's another thing. It's like we are spending a lot of money. And it's like, why aren't we helping our own people? Why are we bringing in migrants in and giving them free healthcare and prepaid cards in New York off of the taxpayer dime? Why aren't we helping people, Americans? You know, and a lot of these people that are coming to our country, they don't like America. They literally don't. I'm telling you, they don't like America. They literally think what the government did in terms of war is your responsibility. They think Americans are tied to the government. And it's like to them, a lot of them, they're ignorant. It's like, wait, hold on 1 second. If you're from Iran, so based on that logic, if you're from Iran, what the Iranian government does to women, does that connect to you as a citizen of Iran? No. So why does what the government does to America and why does what the American government does to other countries connect to an American citizen? It doesn't. It's the same logic. It really doesn't. I have no responsibility of wars, just like you have no responsibility of what the Iranian government does. It's the same thing, but they think we do. They think we are attached to that. And that's based off of stupidity. And at the same time, they want to come here, you know? You understand? And so it's so crazy that the son of Hamas literally changed his religion to Christianity, because that's what Arabs do, because they think America is a Christian country. And he got baptized in Israel, in Tel Aviv, came to America in 2007 on a visa. That's how easy it was for a terrorist's son to come to America, right? I don't know about you, but if I lived next door to someone who's a leader of a terrorist group, that would make me uncomfortable, you know? And so this is how easy the visas are. It's really easy, you know, for them to get. And so that's a security issue. Is that not a security issue for the son of Hamas to live in California? Is that, and now he's on like BBC, CNN, you know, and people are, even conservatives, they're like saying, oh, he's a hero, you know, and I don't trust the man. I don't trust him. You know, I don't trust him. I don't trust the man. So, anyways, Patrick the Star, are you working for the Chinese? No, I would never do that. I'm not a bro's gay. Zest Fest. Let's go, Brandon. Who's bro on about? We know what you did, bro. I just joined. We have your location. Unlock the door. You talk too much. So they like America. No, they don't like America. They want to come here. They do. This bro talking to someone. They don't like America. I have an example. I remember when I was in college and they had a couple of Saudis, because a lot of Saudis, they come to America for free. Their government pays for their education, while us Americans, even if you scored well on the ACT, the SAT, you got good grades, a lot of times you don't get a full scholarship. You still have to pay out of pocket, even if you get grants. It's like we pay for that stuff. They come here for free. Their government pays for their college. And so I remember 2 seats behind me, this guy in Arabic was saying, oh, he's not like us. They were talking about me in Arabic. He was like, oh, he's not like us. And so it's like, I didn't say anything because, again, it's like I'm in class and, you know, you don't want to make a fool out of yourself in class. But it's like, here's the thing. It's like, you don't like this country and you don't like the fact that, you know, people in this country have a freedom of religion, of being like whoever they want to be, of actually, if they have a problem with government, they can say that without going to jail for life in your country. And it's like, why are you here? If you have an issue with me not being like you, you're in my country. You're on my soil. I'm not on your soil, right? You're getting the education that's provided by my taxpayer dollars. You are getting a college degree from a country that you don't like, right? So it's like, go back to your country. Like, why are you here? And so it's like, these people don't like America. They don't. They don't like America. Bald-headed black guy with the lack of leadership. I have no idea what bro is on about. Or maybe Shaquille O'Neal. I like Shaq. No, I was talking about the guy, Eric Adams in New York, giving free prepaid cards to migrants, right? And it's like, New Yorkans, citizens of New York, they have issues. They've been having issues since COVID, right? And so it's like, now they're getting immigrants that's coming there, and it's like they're getting free stuff from the government that's coming off of the taxpayer dollars when you have American citizens over there suffering. It's like, why can't we help our own people first before bringing in another, you know, population from another country that may be disease infested or something, or that may not like our country? And those same people were attacking the police in New York, and they get away with it. You know, they don't go to jail. If I go to another country and I do that, I'm going to jail. You know, like literally Brittany Griner. What did she have? Brittany Griner, and she was in jail in Russia for like over a year. We need to have those. We need to have same laws that these other countries have. Whenever you do something on American soil, we should put you in jail or deport your ass back and put you on a blacklist. And so people don't want to do that in government because they're scared that, you know, the cult is going to come for them and call them xenophobic or racist. That's not racism. That's called security. You know, that's what that's called. Security. I'm not a kid. Cook the Brooks. I've been here for a minute now and I have no idea. Name it, car for an edit. You got a degree in Epileptics. I'm just trying to listen to I Have 5 Girls. I make them read books. Can you please give me a shout out? Hello, Kool-Aid. You don't want one. So yeah, I'm just Myanmar. That's another place. Exactly. Your dad failed you. I like the way you pronounce words after. Well, yeah, it's just like I'm talking really fast and I'm being passionate, and so it's like Joe Biden knows that Cardi B has no intellect. Joe Biden knows that Charlemagne has no intellect. Literally told the man in front of his face, if you vote for me, you're not black. And what do black people do? Vote for me. Vote for Joe Biden. So it makes no sense. Can you do the thug shake? I don't know what that is. Women are women. I know that's being changed. Can you address? I don't know who that is. Bro saying all Arabs become Christian because they. I did. See, here's the thing. This is what liberals do. They take a statement that they don't agree with and then they make it a general statement, or they make it something that the actual narrator, me, did not say. I didn't say all Arabs become Christian because they live in America. That's not what I said. That's not what you're not listening. This is what liberals do. And this is what Candace Owens talks about. You like to make statements that support your narrative. That's not what I said. I said the son of Hamas changed his religion from Muslim to Christianity, and he got baptized in Israel. That's what I said. So you need to listen. That's the problem with liberals. They don't listen. You know. This is my favorite trend. They should get help. The only one who can tell you can't win is you, and then you don't have to listen. Exactly. It's like, and here's the thing: it's like people want to blame history that happened in the past, and they want to pick and choose when to bring God into this. If you are a God-fearing man or a God-fearing woman, no matter where you are in life, even if you are happy or sad, you should rely on God as being your next level of whatever, right? You should rely on God to take you to the next journey, not on your race, not on what society did in the past. And so again, people pick and choose when to bring in God in your life, but they want to call themselves a faith-based person. If you're an actual faith-based person, you would feel the same faith when you are in your darkest moments, and you will feel the same faith when you are in your happiest moments. It's like you're picking and choosing. You got the questions. Can you clap? These questions, bro, you said word for word. That's what Arabs do. That's not what I said. That's not what I said. I said a lot of them they don't like. And if you have, look, I'm an Arab, right? So I'm speaking on something that I know. You're not. Your name is Justin Hutton. More than likely, you're a white Caucasian dude. So you can't. And here's another thing that, and I don't like to bring in race, but sometimes it does matter, because a lot of times liberal white people like to tell people who are called minorities or people of color what it means, what racism means, or how should they feel, right? It's like your job, if you want to be an ally to what you feel is right, be an ally. But that's the limit you have. You cannot pass that. You understand? So it's like a lot of people like Joy Behar and these liberal people, they got so comfortable with being an ally that they feel like they're a part of that group. It's like the word white privilege. That was created by a white woman, right? So what white woman in the 60s would know what racism is? That's like me telling a woman how to be a woman. I would never know how to be a woman, right? So it's like a white woman cannot tell someone that dealt with racism what it means. So how can you create a term when you don't even know what racism is, because you can't feel it, right? So it's like, again, you can be an ally, but you cannot go past that. You cannot tell a black person, if they're a conservative, that they should change their views. You cannot be a Chelsea handler and tell 50 Cent that he should change his views because you're a black man. Know your place. Your place is to be an ally. You can't tell people how to feel. That's it. Got that white commentary on people color race at some point. Yeah, and that's what they do. It's like you need to know your place. If you want to be a liberal white person ally, that's fine. But that's your place. You can't go past that. You can't tell a black person who's a Republican how they should feel. That's not your call. And that's the problem with these white people, these white liberals. They feel so comfortable. It's like what Malcolm X said. Malcolm X, and I'm paraphrasing, a white conservative would tell you how they feel. A white liberal would side with you, but when you're not in a room, their true colors are going to come out, right? So they're just as racist. They're the same thing. If you want to bring in race, again, let's talk about it 100%. Let's not pick and choose what to talk about. Joy Behar is a racist woman, right? She's an actress on TV, right? This woman says a lot of stuff behind the scenes, a lot of, and look, I don't care what she says. I don't care. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. But you can't go on TV and say one thing, but behind the scenes, allegedly, you are saying something else. You can't do that, right? So she's a perfect example. It's like, know your place. You can't tell a black person or someone that's called a minority how to feel if they don't think like you. Be an ally, and that's it. That's all you can be. You can't speak of something you'll never know about. And that's the problem. They got so comfortable That literally, if Candace Owens does not want to be controlled and she's on TV, there's a white liberal Democrat that's telling her what it means to be a black person. It's like, you don't know what it means to be someone else. Are you serious? That's like a trans person doesn't know what it means how to be a real woman, right? So it's like we've gotten so radical and so irrational in society that it's just crazy. And now we're making up new terms, believing in new things, and redefining what certain words mean. It's crazy. It's so crazy, you know. So yeah, you can't tell people how they feel, but you have the right to tell him how you feel. And to go to your point, no. So what I'm saying is, it's like how Chelsea Handler told 50 Cent he can't side with Trump because he's a black man. She has no right to do that. Again, as a white woman, if she wants to be an ally to what she feels is right, that's her call. But there's a boundary she cannot pass, right? She cannot tell a minority, and I hate that word, or a person of color, and I hate that phrase as well, what to be. You can't do that, right? And so they've gotten so comfortable with being uncomfortable and talking about situations that they have never been through. Now, I would argue that white people today are facing racism, but I'm talking about her generation. You know, she has never been through what people in her generation been through, or what people before her have been through. So again, just know your place. That's all I'm saying. So these people got so comfortable that they feel like they can tell someone how to feel or how to be. It's like, stay in your lane. They are exactly very performative. Joy Behar is one of them. You know, very performative. It's for money. You know, Chelsea Handler, for money. They don't really feel the way that they feel. They don't. A lot of times it's a fetish, you know, or it's performance. It's what's cool. It's what's popular. They're doing it for money. Like most of them, they're fake. 99.9% of people on TV, actually 100%, are doing it for fake. They're for money. They're actors and actresses. When you give joy to other people, you get more joy in return. You should give a good thought to the happiness that you can give out. I have a pet turtle. Why are you separating colored and non-colored people? You ain't know what's happening in this generation. So if we are not 100% equal to everyone, I'm not separating. I'm saying if a white liberal wants to talk about how a black person should be because their politics is not like theirs, they can't do that. They want to talk about race. If they want to talk about racism, it's like, you can't tell a black person that they should be a Democrat because of racism. First of all, that doesn't make sense. And secondly, as a white individual, you're crossing the line. You can be an ally and that's it. But you don't have a right to tell someone how they should be. That's not America. That's Russia. That's Afghanistan. You know. Why is this happening? Can we all be equal? Because the government doesn't want us to be equal. Divide and conquer. That's what they do. That's what makes money. So we are equal. But all I'm saying is that someone that is like a Rachel Maddow, or someone like a Joy Behar, or what's another, Jen Psaki, whoever, it's like, if you want to be an ally, okay, that's fine, but know your place. You cannot talk about things that you don't know what you're talking about. You know, you cannot tell someone how to be because they are under the labelization of a minority. You cannot do that. It's like, know your place. That's all I'm saying. It's not hard to understand. I'm not being racist. I'm being real. I'm being real. It's like a lot of these people don't know their place, and that's their problem. You know. I don't know what racist is. That word is a broad term. It's so broad. It's crazy. It's like, in the school systems, they make it a white and black thing, but when it's not just a white on black thing. It's a black on black thing. It's a Filipino on another Filipino thing. It's racism is such a general, broad term that even people overseas think it started in America when it didn't. And so it's like, again, when people want to have these conversations, like I said earlier on, let's talk about it 100%. Let's not pick and choose what to talk about. Let's not be performative. Like what happened on the show called The Talk with Sharon Osbourne was performance. And those two people got exposed. The biracial girl and Cheryl Underwood got exposed by the Daily Mail. It's like they knew the woman was not racist, but at the same time want to question her because she's defending a man who has a right to his opinion that she does not agree on. She's just saying, he's my friend, he has the right to his opinion. So that's an example of performance, that show. It's performance. It's like if I don't agree with someone and they're my friend, I say they have a right to their opinion. What's wrong with that, right? They have a right to their opinion. That doesn't make the person racist. And the fact that two people on the show, one of them who's been friends with that woman for over 10 years, put her legs under the table, had tea with the son, with the kids, with the husband overseas in the UK, is literally going to be on television asking a woman if she's racist when she's literally been to her house overseas, had lunch, sat her fat ass on a chair and had lunch with this woman. And it's like behind the scenes from a Daily Mail recording, they're going to say, we know you're not racist. Black people just put us on a pedestal and we have to ask these questions. Again, that's a slave mentality. That's what one of them said. Black people put us on this pedestal. Defend your own thoughts. Why are you blaming it on black people? That tells me that you're monolithic, and that tells me you believe in being a robot. And that tells me you believe black people are robots as a black person. So that's an example of performance. If you want to go back and rewind and watch that clip on YouTube, the full clip, you can go watch it. Since when saying someone has a right to defend them, someone has a right to their opinion, although you don't agree with it, since when is that racist? Again, performance. So a lot of people like to use traumatic situations that happened in the past as leverage to ruin someone's career, to ruin someone's image. And that's what they do, and that's what the media does all the time. They did it with Sharon Osbourne. They did it with Joe Rogan, because Joe Rogan was bringing different medical professionals on his show, keeping it balanced about the vaccinations, and they used racism by using a montage of him saying the N-word with no context around it, and they try to literally ruin his show. And then you have these random people like Indiana RE, whoever, don't know none of her music, coming forward saying it's not fair that Spotify pays them $100 million for a 4-year contract when us as artists get 1%. Welcome to business, lady. It's not Joe Rogan's fault that he's a smart businessman and you're not, So, I don't know why they're far away. You have the freedom to say, know your places. They have the freedom to say whatever. They do, but they need to know their place. They do. They still need to know their place. It's like, again, I can support women, but I can never tell a woman how to be because I would never know how to be as a woman because there's no way. I can't change my DNA. So what I'm saying is those liberals, those white liberals who support the movement of something that happened 200 years ago and doesn't believe in like it evolving, they have a right to feel how they feel, but they need to know their place and showing their racism when a black person has a different outlook on life than they do. And so that's them bringing their actual racism because a lot of them are racist. They're undercover, right? So when a Chelsea handler tells a black man that he's black, he should not be a Republican or he should not agree with Trump, that's racism. And just like what Malcolm X says about what a white liberal does or what a white conservative does, it's true. It's true. It's literally Trump and Biden. Trump shows you who he is. Joe Biden doesn't. That's the comparison of what Malcolm X said in like the 80s, right? So choose one. I'd rather choose a person that shows me who they are versus a person where I have to dig in their portfolio to find out that they are just as worse as the person who's showing me who they are. So there are too many genders and they can't, dude or lady, they cannot even explain the genders. They can't explain it. It's like a periodic table at this point, except with periodic tables, you can explain what is a gas, right? And what is the different elements on a periodic table. They cannot explain the 50 pronouns that they have or 100. They can't explain it. It's at this point, it's like, it's crazy. Can you see? So yeah, that's all I'm saying. The overall messaging of this is if you want to have conversations about what is considered controversial, let's bring the full pie to the table. Let's not pick and choose what to talk about because it supports your narrative. That's it. And if you don't want to do that, then leave the conversation alone. That's all I'm saying. That's the overall messaging of this conversation. That's it. Now that's journalism. That's what it is. Journalism is actual taking information and not being biased about it, not being subjective, taking everything as a whole and reporting on a story, asking questions, you know. Commentary, opinion basis, picking and choosing, and being a propagandist of an issue to support your victim mentality, your victimhood. The comments in here are funny. So here's the thing. It's like, I don't know. I bet you, like, she feels, I don't know if she actually feels that way, but maybe in the future she's gonna feel highly uncomfortable when she talks about like slavery and stuff like that, considering that what her ancestry was. And so it's highly interesting, you know. It's like that couldn't really happen to the worst person. She's literally the essence of that, you know. There can't be a worse person in which that can happen to. The world lives in fantasy land, not in the real world. They just pay Xbox in their blind space. Yeah, I mean, that's basically it. People live in fantasy land. They're so lazy. You know, they don't like to read. Even if you bring them a book to find out the real information, more than likely they don't want to sit there to read. Why would you feel uncomfortable? I didn't say that. I was talking about Sunny Hostin. You should be proud to tell her story. I'm a black and I'm proud to tell my ancestors' story. I'm saying I highly doubt that she is going to continue this propaganda rhetoric with calling America a racist country and blaming the overall problems of America, you know, from slavery and all this XYZ BS that she's been doing for the past several years, because of her family history now. So yeah, that's all I'm saying. That's it. So anyways, every 4 years, they talk about the same thing. Every 4 years. Every 4 years, they talk about the same stuff. Let's actually find solutions to problems. Like, why can't we just fix stuff? Why do we have to keep talking about the problems for every 4 years? You know, that's because they don't want to fix things. They don't. They just want to earn money, and they just want to, you know, leech off of our taxpayer dollars. They don't want to fix anything. You know, why can't we fix the issue at the border? Why can't we fix the immigration system, right? Trans women are men. I agree. LIL. Egg. I thought slaves weren't a thing anymore. America has come things to so. Yeah, and so it's like, what I don't understand is like, why does a 20-year-old want reparations from something that happened 300 years ago? I mean, your life now is not the causation of what happened historically. You understand? So it's like, I just don't really understand that concept. So yeah, what's going on? Just because you love somebody doesn't mean you shouldn't be cautious. As a black man walking around anywhere, I am always cautious. 300 years ago, 100 years ago, 80 years ago, 1964, whatever you want to put it, a 20-year-old is not affected by that today. If you come from what you're affected by is the nature versus nurture of your upbringing. What you're affected by is the structure of your household, you know. So if you grew up without a father or without a mother, more than likely without a father, right? That's what the government did, right? And it's still happening today. Yes? And so it's like, the problem is family structure. There's no family structure in the household a lot of times. And that's the problem. Not from something that happened 150 years ago, 100 years ago. I'm not from Africa. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, it is still a thing in those countries, 100%. And a lot of times um, a lot of times it starts as a thing because of war too, you know? So, and that's from people who Democrats vote for. You vote for Hillary Clinton, you vote for slavery. You keep changing the subject. What did I change? I'm getting a lot of people that's commenting. 1940, Germany was hell, and we must happy to Germany. Um, did you all know slavery? Let's see. It is dope because you're your family. I already addressed your comment, Justin. I said 200 years ago, 100 years ago, or even 80 years ago. Again, a 20-year-old, an 18-year-old, a 15-year-old is not affected by what happened moons ago. And it's like it's literally making me come to a conclusion that people want to be slaves, right? Like they really want to feel like they're slaves so they can feel like a victim. If you want to feel like a slave, I implore you, okay, go to Gaza, right? Go to Iran, go to China, go to Saudi Arabia, go to these places where you don't have freedom, where if you talk against the king, the queen, the prime minister, the president, whatever you want to call it, you'll be in jail for life. You want to feel like a slave? Go to those countries. Hi. It's like people want to be victims so bad. They want to be slaves. That's the only way I can put it because I really don't see there's no rational reason for a 20-year-old to feel like he's owed money from the government because of what happened many moons ago. And again, and a lot of them aren't even slaves. Not every black person's lineage came from slavery. So even Obama didn't agree with reparations. They sure do. But although Saudi Arabia is becoming highly liberal, Saudi Arabia is literally, they're changing. Saudi Arabia wants to be Europe so bad. So they're trying to they're literally trying to be like the UK. You know, they want, okay, there's a monarchy, but at the same time, they want to operate their business like the United Kingdom. So it's like a place where Prophet Muhammad was supposedly born, a place where alcohol was called haram, you know, not kosher in the Jewish language, right? Right? Is now being sold at resorts in those locations, right? A place where a woman is supposed to cover up her body, right? That's been lifted in 2018. Women being able to drive, been lifted in 2018. Women being able to serve in politics, 2018. You know, and so it's like there's going to be more and more and more changes, and that's why there is a certain individual. If you read between the lines, Ben, I'll just call him that for coding, saw what Saudi Arabia is trying to become, and this is why this man did not like it. He wanted Saudi Arabia to be an Islamic country, right? So this is why part of the reason why he did what he did. And so I may not agree what Iran does as their government. I don't agree at all. But at least Iran is saying we're not a puppet to America. And I respect that. To me, that's a leader to say, you know what? We have different traditions. We have different values. We have different customs. We do what we do. We're not a puppet to any country. And I respect that. I do. And so I don't respect a country that wants to mimic another country at all. That's not leadership. That's why they won't do it to take any boxing money. I didn't say we were owed money. And I know I'm not talking about you, Chi. I was talking about Justin. The government didn't just start bringing back families against. No, they didn't. But I'm saying it's snowballed effect. I don't think that it's been fixed. Because if you look at data, if you look up like fatherless absence, it's like black folks. And I would say maybe 20 years from now, it would be another ethnicity. It would probably be like, you know, Hispanic or something, you know, because with this mass migration stuff, it's crazy. So yeah. So again, all of these countries, they're looking at us and they're copying us, but they don't like us. Like people in the UK, they don't like us. People in Canada don't like us. People in the Middle East, they don't like us, and it's like, if you don't like us, then why come here? If you don't like us as people, why come here? You know? Hello. So that's all I'm saying. All I'm trying to tell you all is to open your eyes and challenge your thinking. That's all. Challenge your thinking, even if it hurts you personally, even if the truth hurts you personally, because the truth does hurt, right? At least you know what the truth is, right? Challenge your thinking. They don't. They don't like America. They don't. They don't. Go. Have you ever been to other countries? They don't like America. Maybe if you're impacted by this, you're talking about me. I probably do need help because it's been really stressful the past 4 years. The propaganda. Half of you all fat. Canadians, a lot of Canadians don't like us. And so here's another thing that I don't like is, like, so many countries want to be involved in our political system. Wait, you're in Canada and I'm explaining American history to you? Come on now. You're like, there's no purpose now. I thought you lived in America. So it's like a lot of these countries, Canada, Australia, the UK, and the other countries that are foreign that don't speak English, they want to be in our business. Like, I don't care about the British government. I don't care about other people's governments. Like, leave us alone. Let us figure out our own problems by ourselves and just focus on your own country's issue. Like, I'm not in Justin Trudeau's business. Like, I don't care what he does to Canada because I'm not from Canada. It's like, I'm an American. So I care what happens in my country. I don't care what happens in other countries, Justin Noob. So it's like other countries, they want to be in our business, And I don't like that America is going to other countries. It's like, we need to focus on our own interest and not on other countries' interest. So, and I just hate that. It's like, leave us alone. Focus on your own problems in your country. Stop copying us. Stop mimicking what we do and be yourself. It's like they want to be us so bad. Like, here's the thing. I feel so uncomfortable as an American when I see a Saudi girl showing her chest, right? Showing her hair. It's like they want to be Americanized so bad and they've never been to America, right? It makes me uncomfortable. So it's like, I understand we are the trendsetters and people like to do what we do because technically they see us as celebrities. Like, literally. Like, foreigners in other countries think that a lot of Americans are rich. They drive Maseratis. They have a lot of money. And just imagine before social media, like, now there's a lot of them, they're seeing stuff, but a lot of them, they're still stuck on stupid and they believe that. Just imagine before social media what they thought about us. They literally see us as celebrities because all they know now is the show Friends that came out in like the 1990s and the Titanic with Leonardo DiCaprio. And they just see what Disney is, what Disneyland is. So they literally look at us as celebrities, honestly. Like, I'm being honest. A lot of them, they see us as like a Michael Jackson or a Whitney Houston or Britney Spears. They look at us as celebrities. And so that's why they copy what we do, because we are trendsetters, and so, I don't know why. It's just like, read a book. Like, there are poor people in America. No, our educational system is not great, And so it's like a lot of them that don't know English, they think that American English or people that's from America, they speak clear English, they have a clear, neutral accent. I've learned all of this from teaching, literally, how people think about us. Within the past year of me teaching English, I've learned that. And I've just been watching and observing and listening to what people say. And that's how they feel. Literally. Oh, you're from America. You must have money. Da 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 da. So And then a lot of those foreigners, they're now watching Friends. Like they talk about it as if it's a new show. I'm like, dude, Friends came out like 30 years ago. It's an old show. It's literally an old show to learn English. The government giving Ukraine a shit ton of money. Like what? Exactly. Nobody's talking about that. You talking about what racial slur did I say? What are you talking about, Santos? How do you feel about the U.S. government being run by a democracy? No one wants to be in your country. No. A lot of foreigners want to be in America. Do you not look at how many people have come here? They do. They do. They want to be in America since like the dawn of time. A lot of people want to be in America, and a lot of these so-called leaders, they're so wondering, America's a very young country, but yet so powerful. How did that happen? So they're like watching us like hawks. I'm human, Presley. Don't like her, Joel. She's a problem. That's the prime example of what I'm talking about. Her. A girl showing her chest makes her... Yeah. In Saudi Arabia, it sure does. It sure does. 10 years ago, actually before 2018, if you are a female showing your body in Saudi Arabia, you can get killed or imprisoned. Hello. I'm getting these random... But yeah, it is. So they want to be us. And it's not until there's this big story that happened in 2018. And I remember when it happened, it's this Saudi girl. She's like 18 years old. If you want to look her up, her name is Rahaf, Rahaf Muhammad, Muhammad. Like, I didn't really believe her story in totality based off of what she was telling the translator, but she can't speak English at that time, at least. Now she sounds like a rapper. She's in Canada. So Justin Trudeau welcomed her. And so if I recall the story correctly, she went on vacation. She was in Kuwait, right? And allegedly she was meeting up a guy she's been talking to. And so she didn't tell the full story, but she said her parents wanted her to get married to this guy. They wanted to force her. But what she didn't expose that she has a child from this man without being married. And so literally this woman escaped. She went from Kuwait to Thailand, locked herself up in a hotel room, went on Twitter, posted on Twitter that her brother, because he's the man of the household now since the mother and father, I think they're divorced. So the brother is now the head of the household. The brother and the mother wanted her to get married by force. Went on Twitter. A journalist from Twitter reached out to her and had an interview. And so there was something about her in that 30-minute interview that I watched that just seemed odd, and I didn't really believe her story fully. And so when I did more research on her, something that she said made me think that she's part of the LGBTQIA community, which is really odd to say publicly in Saudi Arabia. And so that's the reason why, because she did not want to live the traditions and the customs of what it means to be a Saudi girl, a Muslim girl in Saudi Arabia. And so Justin Trudeau ended up taking her in and accepting her. And then from then on out, that story went all over the place. That's when Saudi Arabia lifted a lot of their laws. Because one thing about Saudi Arabia is they don't want to look bad. They don't want to look bad publicly. They don't. Literally, they had a guy, I believe he's from Lebanon, working for Twitter before Elon Musk took it over, literally was giving the Saudi government information about people's accounts if they said anything bad about Saudi Arabia. And the Saudi government, according to the FBI, the CIA, the federal government, was giving him like $300,000, was giving him gifts and everything for supplying them information about what they say about that country. How petty can you be as a multi-billion-dollar, like one of the richest countries in the world, to care about what some random Joe Schmo says in his basement about your country? To me, that's like petty. That's something that a petty YouTuber would care about or something. It's like, as a country, as a government, you caring about what other people say about your country, to me, that's just like, that's child mentality. And so now that guy who gave out these accounts is like in jail for like 3-4 years. To me, he should serve a lifetime in jail. Because number one, you're not acting as an American, number one. Number two, you're going against the terms and conditions of what it means to have a social media account. And then you're selling people's information to a country that doesn't believe in freedom of speech. That's a crime. You should be in jail forever, not 3 to 4 years, you know? So it's like, it makes no sense that a country as powerful as they are would care about what some random person on Twitter is saying about them. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. That's so crazy to me. And so, yes, that country is becoming liberal, you know, and that's just the way it is. He's on drugs. No, I'm not on drugs. I speak facts. I'm just venting. No, you haven't lost me. Let's see. Things got changed. I mean, change is good. Don't get me wrong. But it's like, just because change happens, that doesn't mean we should go radicalize and just become irrational, you know? Like, I don't care what that country does. I don't care what other countries do. I don't care. But if you are selling American information to the Saudi government, now you're stepping in my territory. Because you know, it's like, if an American says something about another country on an American platform, they have the full right to do that. They do. Ihan Omar, what's to protect Somali borders, but she wants open borders. Exactly. What the hell? Thank you, Joel. Exactly. The hypocrisy. Watch TV. You're the type of man who controls you, woman. No, I don't care what woman does. I don't care. And so one thing that I do respect about that girl, although her story wasn't 100%, is as at least she is living the life that she wants to live. And she has an OnlyFans account, you know, and if you go on her Instagram, she talks like she's Nicki Minaj or some rapper. Like, you don't even think this girl is from Saudi Arabia. Do-do-do-do. Because they copy out, they copy what we do. You just don't want to admit that. Justin, I think he's in his own world. No, I'm not in my own world. I know most of the base on this platform are Democrats, because that's how I used to think, or at least that's how I thought was my political identity, or whatever you want to call it. And so I know there's going to be a lot of people that disagree with me. Nope, I'm not on drugs. I just love food. We're back to liberal. He likes that word. Are you a member of the homosexual community? I am happy. See it in your eyes. Look at his fucking eyes. No, I'm just tired. It's literally past midnight here, and I'm sleepy. I'm exhausted. So yeah, I'm exhausted. But yeah, so anyways, I don't care. I personally don't care what countries do. I really don't. I don't care. But I do care if you don't like America, but you want to come here at the same time, you know? So one thing I would say, like, the past 4 years have made me so patriotic, you know? So how do we get rid of? I don't know. That's the $1 million question. Justin, you're not even American, so I don't even need to have a conversation with you. So yep, that's just what it is, man. That's how it is. I am American. And to me, an American is someone that was born and bred in this country. An American is not someone that came from Nicaragua and has lived here. That's not an American. You can't run for president, right? Correct? She can't run for president, or he can't run for president. An American is someone that was born in America. And so I don't like these people that think because they're from Russia or China or from Latin America or the Middle East and they move to this country, now they think they're American. No, you're not. An American is someone that was born in America. I am American. I was born here. I've never lived in another country. America's all I know. So I am an American. No, it's not just because I have an American accent. It's because I was born in America. So I'm an American. I'm just as an American as a 10th generation European person, right? So Anna Navarro is not an American or a Floridian. She can't run for president, right? Glad to hear you're no longer trapped by political identity. Keep doing what you're doing. Also change your battery. Tears for God. I have to call someone to do that. Yeah. I I I've gotten so used to it by now that I just tuned it out. That's funny though. You're funny. In context to get up road to what is all. Yeah, I mean the reason why I stopped making videos is because most people follow that show and they are on the leftist side of the spectrum and they're not open to hearing a different point of view. And so again, that really defeats the purpose of diversity. And I really don't care what you are, because as an American, born American, you should have the freedom of being what you want to be politically. I don't care. But the issue is when you have a problem with someone because they have a different political preference than you. There's people that are saying, I'm not going to date someone or be a friends with someone that's a conservative or a Trump supporter. Like, how stupid can you be to limit yourself because someone is a Trump supporter or a Republican or a conservative? To me, that's stupid. That's just dumb. That's just dumb. Beep. So to me, it's like, even when I thought myself as something else, I've never really cared if someone have or has, or whatever you want to call it, a different mindset than I do. I've always welcomed people with a different mindset because that's how you learn. But the fact that we live in this world where people are saying they're not going to date a conservative, they're not going to be friends with a conservative or a Trump supporter, it's like, to me, that's like, if you don't believe in that, then you're not an American. Go to another country where they have one belief system. Looking like a cupcake dealer. I'm a sheep. That's what they are, sheeps. They are sheep. That's exactly what they are. It's actually not sheeps. Sheep is an uncountable noun, so it's singular. Right? So that's what they are. Where did you see me on TV? Because if you did, I need a paycheck. You guys are funny. But yeah, so anyways, that's just how it is. My brother has cakes, by the way. Okay. Message retract. He thinks I am an American. What are you? They sure wouldn't. So here's my thing. The best education is to immerse yourself in other countries. It's a different vibe than reading a book. And I'm telling you, if you actually learn something and what people go through in other countries, you're never going to scold or berate America. You're going to say, you know what, we may have issues, we may have problems, but this is the best country in the world. So yes, you Y2K survivors, I understand. I am an American. I mean, sorry to put it. Actually, I'm not sorry. Who's Chris Hansen? Is that the guy? Chris Hansen? Isn't that the guy that was hosting, that said some statement on the Bachelor? Is that who that is? Chris Hansen? Sounds familiar. Chris Hansen. Yeah, that's him, right? Yeah, the guy that was on The Bachelor as a host for like 30 years. Now, what he said was stupid. But I don't think he should have got fired for that. But he was stupid. It's not like he's a political host. He's an entertainment host. All the entertainer hosts are dumb. They have no intellect, which is why they do entertainment. You don't know. You can talk about things that you have no clue. What? Okay, so instead of insulting me, can you tell me what I don't know about? Yeah, so I didn't say that. I said I don't respect what they do, but I respect the fact that they're not changing their traditions and values. That's what I said. I didn't say I respect their Islam. See, again, this is the problem. You're learning English. You should not be in a room if you don't speak English on an advanced level. That's the thing. Because you're gonna misunderstand what I said. So if you're learning English or you don't understand English, then you need to watch elementary topics. You should not be in a room where we are talking English on an advanced level. He's reading off a computer. Well, no, that's a compliment if you think I'm reading off a computer. I looked up Chris Hansen to see if that's the guy I'm talking about. And yes, I was correct. That's the guy that was on The Bachelor for 30, since it started, maybe 30, 25, 30 years. Let's see. You've seen respect people. Nope, I'm not speaking elementary. That's the problem. So it's like, here's the thing about learning languages. It's like a lot of people like to put themselves in rooms, or they like to hear conversations about topics that are on the advanced level, but they're intermediate, right? And so when you're intermediate, or if you're a beginner at the language you're learning, you cannot understand. You cannot even partially understand what the topic's about. So you're going to hear one thing, and then you're going to make that the decision maker of what someone said, when that isn't true. No, I don't want to be right all the time. I didn't say that. I've never said big words equate to intellect. I've never said that. So yeah. So anyways, wild ego. I don't have a wild ego. I'm just a bold person. I'm direct. And that's the problem with society. People want to be PC now. It's like everyone's a winner. You can't be bold. And so if Trump literally cared about what people said about him, he won't be the person who he is today, right? So it's like, but guys, I am American. I am American. So anyways, so I expected to make some people mad today. Thirsty, that's what you don't know. So, I mean, that's what people do. It's like, if you want to watch PC people and people that's going to make you not getting your feelings or be sensitive, there's literally people on television that do that. 100% of people do that. Sherry Shepherd, Ellen DeGeneres, Steve Harvey, uh, Trevor Noah, Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, those people, they want people to love them. Like, they're scared to say things that are true because they don't want to offend people. I'm not like that. So then there's the Joe Rogans, there's like the Candace Owens, there's the Andrew Tates, there's these other people who, again, I don't look up to anyone, but then there's other people who speak their mind, even if it's true, and people still get mad about it. That's the category I'm in. I'm not cookie cutter. So if you want cookie cutter, if you want lack of individualism, then watch the people on corporate TV. This is manga country. Language can bridge whatever gap we find. There's a to do personal attacks, other DFR people who can't defeat your argument. Exactly, Cliff. Thank you. So it's like, instead of throwing an insult, at least tell me what I said that you don't agree with, or that's not true. And so when people throw personal attacks, they're not smart. That's just what it is. That's what they do. I've never said, see, again, insults. They can't speak on an intellectual level. They just want to throw insults. That's what they do. So that means I'm doing my job. That means I'm doing my job. Like, there's literally one person that sells cars as a business, and he's telling people that if you want to work for me, you have to be fit, or I don't deal with losers. I deal with people that talk the talk and walk the walk. And a lot of people don't like this man. And he goes, if you want to work for me, you have to be fit. And so that's gonna agitate some people, and that's gonna make people feel really uncomfortable and say some bad things about him, because that goes against the norm, right? To say, if you work for me, you have to be fit. If you work for me, you can't be a loser. You have to want to sell and know to sell. You can't be a slacker. And so a lot of people can't take that, or they can't handle it. So what they do is they self-project and they just throw insults, right? That guy, you're definitely not American based off of how you wrote that. What are your favorite hobbies? Vampire, not what is. What are? Are you from the UK? Because that's how the people from the UK write favorite. When you can't win an argument, they come at you and project. That's what they do. Yeah, I know. That's what the media does, and that's what they do on these shows when they debate. That's what they do. That's what they do. And so these people, they watch propaganda shows, propaganda stuff on social media to tout their biasness. And this is why the idiom perception meets reality. How you feel, a lot of people feel like what their beliefs are, it's objective, you know, and they're not willing to challenge their beliefs. I like how you compare people or ideas or things to some. No, I'm comparing the people in this chat. There's a lot of people like that. You're in that category. So if I'm making people mad, that means I'm doing my job. Like Tucker Carlson don't give a damn about what people think about him. The man is laughing to the bank. He doesn't care. I certainly wouldn't care if I'm on if even like him being on Fox News. I remember I watched an interview. He was on Megyn Kelly's show, and he said he doesn't really care about what people think. He's like, if you're not my kids, if you're not my wife, it's like I don't care what outside people say. And just like I wouldn't care either. You go on TV for an hour, you get prepped, you say what you need to say, and you go home. You make your 10 to 15 million a year, you know, and I think it was making more, maybe 25 million a year, and you go home. You go home. It's like, who cares what outside people say? And so a lot of times successful people make losers uncomfortable. And so it's like, it's like, who cares? You know, who cares? No, my job is not making people mad. I'm not even on YouTube like that. I just came on here because I wanted to talk about something. So obviously you are a new want to be fan subscriber. Chat, you understand? Okay, flapping your sticky gums. So, anyways, so yeah, Joel, you know, it's going to be interesting with how this election is going to go. I don't even understand why there weren't any Democratic primaries, and that's because no one wants to come forward and go against Joe Biden, because that's going to ruin their career politically. Like the system is going to ruin their career. So it's like Gavin Newsom is waiting until 2028 to run, more than likely. And these other people that are low ranking in terms of popularity and in terms of what they do is waiting to run, because they don't want to go against the supposed source that isn't the source of intellect. The dead man can't win. Well, they're trying to make him win. But you're on the chat. You understand? This is my channel. What do you mean I'm on the chat, Santos? This is my channel. Thank you for subscribing. I'm not really on here much, though. You think Trump's got a chance? We'll see. I mean, the fact that they try to get him off of the ballot in like Maine and Colorado, to me, it's like, regardless who you like, that's not America. You know, I don't care if it was Joe Biden or someone else. It's like, that's not America to do that. Yeah, I would never give a dime. No, we should not get involved. Let Iran do what Iran does. Leave them alone. Let them handle it. We need to focus on our own problems, not worry about what some other country's doing. Okay, well, hold on. The guy from Canada is saying Trump 2024. Now he's changing his narrative. You see how they are? What's his name? Cliff? Is that your name? Hey, you just subscribed to my channel. Now he's changing. Now he's changing his narrative. Cliff Owens. Thank you, Vampire. What part of the UK are you from? Now he's changing his narrative. At first, he was being liberal. Now he's saying 2024. Well, he's from Canada. But anyways, before what I said was a problem, now he's saying Trump 2020. You see how people with no mind are? You see how they are? People with no mind. It's just crazy. Where do you live? Well, what you wrote, when you wrote favorite, you wrote Favourite. That's how they spell it in the UK. That's how they spell it. Look like you ate Tucker Carlson. Remember 7-Eleven. Yes. Yes, I remember. I was never liberal. I was just liberal because I was white. You're some guy. No, you're just a hypocrite. You're not even American. So what you are doesn't really matter. Because, you're not an American. Go Hillary. It's so funny. It's kind of like what Vivek was saying. He was just like, if we want to talk about issues, like, let's take off the shackles and talk about it. And I'm like, finally, someone says something that is like, we want to talk about problems. Let's talk about the whole thing. Let's not pick and choose. Let's not pick and choose to talk about. Can you hit the gritty? No, you don't matter about what goes on in America. It's like, I don't matter. Again, I don't need to justify what I said. I don't justify stuff for people's feelings. It's either you like what I said or not. So I'm not going to justify. Like, you don't matter because you're not an American. I'm not about to continue and justify it and say, oh, because if I talk about another country, what I said shouldn't be in consideration because I'm not a citizen of that country. I'm not justifying. That's the problem with society, is like, we always have to justify to kowtow and to coddle people's feelings. I'm not doing that. He's from Canada, not America. I'm human. I don't have a race. Race is a social construct. I'm human. I'm sick of hearing about other countries when we have. Thank you. Like, I'm tired of other people getting in our business, and I'm just tired of us like worrying about other countries and dealing with them. It's like, let's fix our own problems. Like, let's make our own products. Let's drill our own oil. We don't need other countries. I'm human. I don't do identity politics. Except the saying I'm an American, because it's what I am. I'm a patriot. I'm an American. I am, and it's you are, not your. You need a contraction there, buddy. Apostrophe RE. Learn English. Yes, but I agree, Princess Lily. Unicorns are my thing. I know I'm sick of hearing about other countries when we have our own problems right here. Yeah. Exactly. Don't like Kim Jong. I mean, he's literally the cause of the problems we have now. I agree when Nikki Haley said that. Well, I don't have a battery for it, so I have to change it later. I have to go and get a battery or call someone. It's late. Today's actually a holiday, so it's late. Everyone is off. Don't hate on people. I don't hate on people just because what I said is not within the agreements of that person. It's not hating on people. Again, PC. Sure is, Cliff. We're United States citizens, not Americans. No. No. So someone that comes to this country is a citizen, right? After they get their paperwork, right? After some time. But they're not an American. I am an American. What if my girlfriend is a lie made up by the government and I just break into a random person's house? The stuff people say on here. Type of lifestyle. Cliff's right. Yeah, he is. Yep. He is right. It's interesting how only a few people agreed on like 3. But hey, that's the society we live in today, where it's like only the few know what's really happening, and then multiple people know the lie. That's the society we live in. The first time you have a good life, is that what you're trying to say? How long have you been a subscriber? So a lot of times after I get off of here and I check my subscribers, my subscriptions, it goes down because again, they're still stuck on what they believe. If you don't evolve as a person, then something's wrong. It's like literally the world has evolved. Wait, hold on. I actually gained subscribers today. I had 35,577. Now I have 35,598. That's new. Maybe YouTube, through the algorithms, maybe they targeted people who are woke, right? Are alive and see what's really happening. Whether you like it or not, an American is someone with the American. No. Nope, they can't run for president, even if they had their citizenship. No, an American is someone that was birthed in America. It's like me going to China, and let's say if I live in China for 20 years, I get some citizenship. I'm not Chinese, right? I'm not Chinese. I would never be Chinese, correct? It's the same thing. It's just now, the society we live in now is so PC and doesn't want to come across as xenophobic or whatever you want to call it, that they're changing the definition of things, right? They're changing the definition of things. I'm going to go to sleep and dip off before... no, I don't have any feelings. I don't even know who you are. You're just a name with no picture on your profile. I don't know you to care about what you said. You're preaching the good message, just clicking on... yes, I can. I can run for president. I can run for president. I mean, didn't Vivek just try to run and he gotten really far as someone that wasn't really known, right? Yes, I can. I can run. I'm an American. I could run for governor. I could run for mayor. You know, so I wish the same rule applies for those who aren't American. They can't run. They can't be a senator or a congresswoman or whatever you want to call it. I wish that rule applies like it applies to the presidency. I wish it does. Can't believe I gained subscribers. That's new. For the past 3-4 years of my shift in thoughts, I would always lose subscribers. Oh, that's so funny. Did I finally get rid of the cesspool? Just running for president. My mom says every man leaves her because... I don't care about followers. That just never happens, that's the reason why I'm surprised. I'm not getting clout. This is who I am. If I wanted clout, I would have stayed the person that I was 6-7 years ago on this channel and continuously gained subscribers. But I was honest and said what I viewed once before or what I thought of once before is not who I am now. I evolved and people didn't like it. And so people would just throw insults and people unsubscribed. I was honest. And I'm still honest about it. So, and that's the problem. That's the thing. People, gone are the days of Larry King and these other people who would interview folks with different views and different opinions. It's like, even if you have someone on your show on TV that has a different view than yours, if Trump came to The View, I don't want to watch that view anymore. You invited Trump. Gone are the days where you can interview someone with a different perspective than you. That's called communism. That's not called America. So that's crazy that you can't even have someone with a different perspective on a show anymore without people getting, all up their ass. That's crazy. I remember when Larry King interviewed all kinds of people, when that was seen as normal. It's like, that's not journalism. If you only could bring one person on with the same beliefs as you, that's not America. You need to be in another country. So it's like, to me, inviting someone that has a different view, inviting Trump on MSNBC or The View, to me, that fixes the problem. That creates a discussion. Not saying, I don't want to see this person. I'm not watching the show anymore. And it's like, they are so corny that they think that being a Republican is like being a foreigner. Like, oh, I don't agree with her, but I like her. Yeah, you like the girl because she's a puppet on that show. It's like, they're so corny. Oh, I don't agree with that person, but I like them so much. Yeah, because she's being chopped by 5 liberal women, and she's arguably a liberal too. So it's like, you like her because, again, she's being crucified by 5 other liberals on that show. But the other girl before, Meghan McCain, people didn't like her. It's like, what do you expect? A girl to just sit there and let 5 other people just run their mouths, and you just sit there and take it? No, you got to fight back. Let's see. What am I? If you're going for president, when would you? Yeah, they were definitely polarizing troubles. You're so corny that you think being a foreigner is a shame. It's like, being a Republican is a human being. I mean, the last time I checked, America was founded under both socialism and capitalism, not on one. I know so many people just want socialism. Go to Venezuela, go to Switzerland, go to Denmark, go to these other places that liberals like to compare that are highly less populated in America. Go there. So, oh, I don't like her views, but I like her as a person. Like, how corny can you be? And she's not even a conservative. That's a bot manufactured artificial Republican, a rhino. She's not even a Republican. She's a moderate. She's a centrist. If anything, she's what Joe Biden is. She's not even a Republican. And then she even said the election was stolen and tried to get a job allegedly on Fox News, but they hired Kayleigh McEnany instead. And so she changed her views to work on CNN and The View, and now her father disowned her, which I don't blame. I don't blame him. When a father disowns you, especially if you're a female, that says a lot, and I don't blame him. Because it's like, you don't say one thing on Fox News, they don't hire you, and now you change your views all of a sudden because you want to make money. I wonder what she's going to do if Trump wins. If Trump wins, I wonder. I think the reason why I feel like she doesn't want Trump to win is because she's scared about her career, So it's like, all of these people, they just switched, If somebody literally gave me an opportunity where I can pay my bills and establish myself and have a great resume working for the White House, I would never dishonor or be disloyal to that person. You know, you understand? And so like people don't believe in loyalty anymore. They don't. She is. She's looking for a job. That's why she want Nikki Haley to win. She's a fraud. Before The View, she was on a show, a streaming show called The Hill, and she said the vaccines does stop the spread. She told a YouTuber, her name is Kim Iverson, no, the vaccines didn't and don't, excuse me. The vaccines don't stop the spread. They never did, you know? So it's like she's about money. She has no thought process. She's all about the money. And she wants to fit in so bad. She's so fake, really fake. I don't like people like that. Do you have WR? I don't even know what that is. Joel, I'm starting to think you're trolling me now. Hello. But yeah, she has no thought process. And at least the girl before her is not really a Republican, but she was playing one on TV. You know, she's not a Republican, the girl before her. You know, based off of stuff that she said in the past about legalizing marijuana. She said that on Wendy Williams. You know, she also is pro-choice. The girl from TIYT, Anna Kasparian, talked about her. She said she's pro-choice. So she's not really conservative, but at least she played one well on TV. You know, the only conservative they had on that show is Elizabeth Hasselbeck. That's it. Yeah, she's paid exactly. And it's not just her. It's Anna Navarro. It's the lady that used to work under George W. Bush. What's her name? Nicole Wallace. It's Tara Setmeyer. It's a lot of them. They do that. You know, they're actors. And even like all the black people from the Celebrity Apprentice, they went against Trump. It's like, yeah, you all knew, especially if you're from New York or you do business in New York. It's like you knew who this man, who his father is, and all of a sudden now they want to go against him because the liberals, their followers, are not gonna follow them and buy their stuff. You know, that's all. It's all fake BS. It's all fake bullshit. That's what it is. You know. And that's what the media does. That's why no one trusts the media. This is why journalism is dead. Journalism has always been dead, but social media brought it into, people became more aware about it through social media. Yeah, I'm not paying them. You know, I watch these shows for entertainment. But you know, and it's certain things that they say piss me off, but it's just like, like people actually believe this lady that, you know, she doesn't want to vote for Trump and stuff like that. You know, it's like she's fake. She is fake. Now I would say this 5-6 years ago, if you told me that I would rather want Trump rather than Biden, I would say, you're mistaken, right? But I never had a hatred towards the man. I just believed what the media was telling me, you know, 5-6 years ago, like 2018, 2019. I believed what the media was telling me. You understand? I believed it, but I didn't dislike the man, or I didn't dislike people that voted for him. I asked questions. I was curious, you know. It's like I even had a job, and before even having a job, I knew that they supported Trump and Mike Pence. I didn't care, but I knew what room I was in. I didn't agree with it at that time. But again, it's like we are people. We can have a difference of beliefs. I'm not a snowflake. That's the problem with society. People are snowflakes. Oh, they're Republican, oh, they're conservative, you know. Hell, even if you like Putin, I don't give a damn. I don't care who you like. If you tell me you like Kim Jong-un, if you say you like Putin, if you say you like the Iranian president, if you say you like Hitler, it's like, if you feel the way you feel, okay, whatever. Like, you know, I don't care. That's how you feel. People should have the right to feel the way they feel. I don't care, you know. So it's like, I don't care who you like. I just don't like fake people. That's all. So it's like, I believe the BS that the media was saying, especially the whole Muslim ban stuff. That wasn't even a Muslim ban, and I do agree with that. It's like, they didn't really tell us what exactly happened as to why he did it. And I agree with what he did. You know, it should have been a permanent ban. Actually, it shouldn't have been a 90. It should have been a permanent. Uh, Permanent ban, because you don't come to this country on a fiance visa from Pakistan and be radicalized and go join your husband that works for the California government and decimate 14 people in California. You don't do that. And so that was part of the reason why he did what he did. And so again, those people, they don't like America, but they want to come here. And so it should have been a permanent ban, not a 90-day, permanent. But nobody says anything about those Americans that lost their lives. No one cares. They just care about xenophobia. No one cares about the actual Americans, the liberal Americans. They don't care about the Americans that lost their lives from a terrorist from another country. They don't care about that. They don't. They don't care about that. They just care about xenophobia. They care about propaganda feelings. So it should be permanent. I don't know why he did a 90-day ban. It should have been permanent. So yeah. And if anything, he's not even a conservative, Trump. He's not a conservative. People just like him because he speaks his mind. He's not a conservative. I have several disagreements with him. He's not a conservative, but people like him because he speaks his mind, So if anything, I would consider DeSantis as a conservative or more conservative than Trump is, or even Mike Pence. But the difference between those two is Trump is charismatic. He speaks his mind. He doesn't move and style himself as a politician. He talks like the average person that lives next door, and he speaks his mind. Those two other people, DeSantis, the problem with DeSantis is he has no charisma. That's his problem. And so I'm like, why are you even running? You should have waited in 2028. You just literally ruined your career. And so nowadays, people look at politicians as celebrities. It's more than just what your policies are. You have to have swagger, right? And so DeSantis needed to hire a swagger coach like Justin Bieber did when he came from Canada to America. Justin Bieber was always corny to me, but he hired a swag coach. And so that's what DeSantis needed, If you watch the whole video on YouTube of him and what's his name? Of him and the guy, the mayor of Tallahassee, the guy that got caught in the hotel, I forgot his name. Literally, that guy was literally destroying DeSantis, right? But DeSantis won somehow by 30,000 votes. I forgot his name. Someone remind me. I don't remember his name. I don't know why I don't remember his name. But black guy, that was the mayor of Tallahassee that was running for governor. I forgot his name. But yeah, that man was literally destroying DeSantis. So it's like I knew when he announced that I'm like, dude, you're not going to go far. You have no charisma. You have no personality. You're really awkward on stage. George Floyd. I'm about to look up his name. I forgot his name. The guy that came out as bisexual. What's on Tamron Hall? What's his name, Mayor? I forgot his name. I don't even remember his name. Andrew Gilliam, that's his name. Him. So it's like if you watch the primaries between Andrew Gilliam and DeSantis before DeSantis became governor, it's like the guy, Andrew Gilliam, was literally like destroying him, right? And so it's like, whether you like it or not, Obama he's charismatic, right? I think Obama started the whole thing, or maybe the Clintons, maybe Bill Clinton did, but I think Obama brought it to a higher level, because Trump also, had shows, self-involved himself with the black community. So then now the game changed to where it's like politicians are not looked at as they need to have this traditional education. They have to, they have to be in our military. They have to go to school for this. Now they are like celebrities, like they're artists now. So if you don't have that along with the views that people like, you're not going to win. So yeah, so DeSantis doesn't have that, and it's obvious. You know what I mean? And, so Trump does. Trump has that. It's like that spark. You know, some people are meant to be stars. It's like if you watch an audition and Simon Cowell says you're not a star, right? And people get mad at Simon Cowell because he's being honest and he's speaking truth. If he says no, you're not a star. It's like some people are meant or born to be leaders and stars, and some people it's just like I don't know. It doesn't matter how much training you get. It's just like you just don't have it, right? When is Valentine's? Is that tomorrow or today? Happy Valentine's to everyone. But yeah, so it's like I don't believe in Valentine's Day. I think every day, again, these holidays are just for money. Um, just like you have to have it. You have to have that spark. And he doesn't have it. So I always liked Simon Cowell. At least Simon Cowell spoke the truth. A lot of people don't like him. Like I like his style. You know, it's like, no, you can't sing. No, you're not a star. uh And so people watch shows for people who are honest. People like to watch what they dislike. Your show is not going to do well if you're so nice, or you worried about people's feelings. A show doesn't do well that way. You're going to have someone that is themselves, and themselves being like outspoken and direct, like a Simon Cowell. It's like that's how shows get ratings. If you're nice, if everyone's a Paula Abdul, then the show's not going to have ratings. Gotta remind me that he's really him. Oh, money grab. I know, but showing love and respect. Yeah, I said happy Valentine's Day. I mean, I think Valentine's Day should be every day or at least once a week. You should celebrate the person that you're with. I don't think that, it's kind of like Thanksgiving. It's like you should be thankful every day or remind yourself to be thankful. Or it's like the New Year's resolutions, which I always abhor when people say, New Year, new me. I can't stand it. And this is why all articles say 93 to 95% of people like quit their goals. It's kind of like learning English. A lot of people quit learning English from other countries. They think is magic to improve and learn the language. Like, no, it takes time. If it was magic, we will all be polyglots. If it was that easy. People are just messed up these days. That's why everything's woke and upside down. They are. They are. They are. They are. So that's all. And it's just like, and they keep saying reverse racism. No, it's racism. There's no such thing as reverse racism. It's like diversity, equity, inclusion is racism. That's what that is. And it's not just in America, it's global. It's all, again, I keep telling you all, other countries look at what we do and they copycat, they copy everything that we do. So it's racism. It doesn't help the person. This is why Harvard is not respected as it once was. Are these really subscribers or are these bots? Because I just went from 528 to 603. Biden's the best president. Only holiday I do is celebrate Jesus' birthday. I had a Jehovah's Witness tell me Jesus was not born in December. He was born in September. So again, that's even debated. I don't know. I don't. It's like, I don't know. Biden 2024. Okay. I voted for Biden. I'm new to this. They don't want to assimilate. People are just messed up these days. Yeah, they are messed up. They are. Border jumper. Who's a border jumper? I don't know either. My thing is like, can we revive the bones? That's my thing. If these so-called people like Prophet Muhammad, if there's a grave of Prophet Muhammad in Saudi Arabia, let's revive the bones, get a DNA test, and see if this man was actually real. Jesus, the same thing. Now I do believe in the afterlife. There's proof of that. There's proof of ghosts, or I like to call them spirits. But it's just like, it's like I'm a realistic person. If I don't really see it, then it's like I don't really believe it. Son's birthday. Jehovah's Witness, they don't celebrate anything. I had one guy that was literally, he was trying to convert me to be a Jehovah's Witness. He was like, Prophet Muhammad's a war criminal. All the other religions are war criminals, which I mean, I do agree. He was a war criminal. But we're not, we're the true religion. Da, da, da. And I mean, it's like, I'm open to having now, if you knock on my door, my lights go off. I don't answer. Like, don't come to my house. Don't try to knock on my door and try to convert me to a religion. I'm not going to answer the door. You don't, especially in today's society, you don't knock on someone's door that you don't know. So it's like, but if I'm out and about and I see a Christian or whatever, and they want to have a conversation, I'm willing to talk to them, but I'm not going to your church, you know? Again, that goes with being open-minded, right? That goes with being open-minded. Like, I had two pastors. One of them, they're like 25. They went back to school to get their PhD in religion. They graduated as a software engineer, left their job as a software engineer, or literally didn't accept an opportunity to make up to 6 figures a year as a software engineer to be a pastor. And pastors don't make money. They rarely make any money. And to me, it's like a 25-year-old doing that. That's a lot. And that means, okay, this person actually believes in what he believes, you know? No, if you can, it's up to you. But I do believe in a higher power. My thing is, like, if Moses and all of these other people were real and they're supposedly buried in these places, why can't we do testing? I'm not just going to believe a book that's going to tell me what to believe. Yeah, I mean, but I do believe in a higher power. I do believe in angels. I believe in spirit. I do believe in, like, once we die, I do believe in the afterlife because there's proof of that. I do believe in aliens, and I'm not talking about people from Mexico. I'm talking about actual aliens because there's proof of that, right? And I do believe in, like, guardian angels and stuff. So, I mean, I'm not saying there's no God. I do believe in a higher power, like I said, but I feel like people are the way they are now because of consequence. And so I always ask myself, if religion doesn't exist, if it didn't exist, would people be the way they are now? I would. If we just come to the conclusion and say, you know what, religion doesn't exist, will you be the person you are today? Most people won't. I will. I'm not going to change myself because of something. I am who I am because of me, right? Of course. And then there's other laws that happen. So if laws weren't in place, would people be who they are? Right? Would they change? Yes. They would be who they actually are if we changed the laws or if we had no laws or regulations, right? A 50-year-old man would date a 16-year-old, a 15-year-old girl, right? Yes. But since we have these laws and we have religion, there is a boundary, right, that certain people cannot cross. So me, you take away the laws and religion, I would be the same person. I'm not going to change. So I'm doing it not because of consequence. I'm doing it because it's who I am. You see what I mean? So people, they believe in hell and heaven. So they believe, oh, I can't do this, I'm going to hell, right? I'm sorry that disturbs everyone. It's a holiday today, so, I would have to change it tomorrow. The person has to come in and change it, not me. I do believe there's something. Actually, no, I'm not sorry. But you can go to another YouTube channel. No, people won't. That's what I'm saying. People will not have the same morals. I will. I won't change because I really don't believe in a book. Now, I do feel like religion has influenced my views, right? Like, just like everyone else. I do believe that. Like, I don't eat pork. I do feel like if I eat pork, I'll feel uneasy. And that's because that's just as a habit. I don't eat pork. Or I don't drink alcohol. Again, I don't smoke. I actually have a high sensitivity towards smoke. Anything, despite what everyone is saying that I look high, it's because it's 2 a.m. here, so I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't do things that a lot of people do, but at the same time, so it's like I lived a life as a so-called religious person, but at the same time, I'm not practicing a religion. So a lot of people who say they're Muslim, they're Christian, they're just a Muslim or a Christian by name, but they do all of the other stuff that a stereotypical religious person does. You understand? I do believe in angels. So we don't know. I don't know if Jesus died on the cross. So I don't know. You eat something with that. It's only a double chin because it's like you can see religion is deeply rooted in our traditions, regardless. Yeah, and in our belief system, like being pro-life. I firmly believe that I'm pro-life because of uh, growing up around the Muslim religion, because I don't believe in abortion, right? And plus, I do feel like it's murder. I do. It's murder, you know. So, so like when I see these fake Muslim people like the Ihan Omars and the Rashida Talibs and these other people who are in that group say that they're pro LGBT, I know if I go to their house and talk to their parents are not for that. They're pro life and they're against gay people. I know that for a fact, right? But again, they're doing it for political reasons. So they're compromising their religious beliefs for money, you know, to be accepted. You understand? So I know there's a higher power, 100%. I do. I do believe there are guardian angels. I do believe in that. You know, I do believe there is something higher than me, but I don't know if there's a Jesus. I don't know if there's a Moses. I don't know if there's a Prophet Muhammad. Although, you know, they said he's buried in Saudi Arabia. I don't know if, you know, you understand? Without proof. But I do believe there's something higher than me, you know. I don't care. That's the thing. Be who you want to be. I don't care what your religion is. Again, it goes the same thing with politics. I don't care what you are. It's just that you have to be okay with someone's different views. If someone is a conservative and you're not, you have to be okay with that. That's what America is. And we are in a space where people are not okay with people being conservative. And a lot of conservatives, they're scared to tell people that they're conservative because they live in California or because they live in New York. That's not America. You know, so it's like, again, people should be proud of who they are. And so if a conservative is saying, I don't feel comfortable with saying I'm a Trump supporter or that I'm a Republican or that I'm a conservative because I live in California or New York, that's a problem. That's not America. That's communism. None really know about recognizing how powers have to battle. Yeah, I mean, I do believe in a higher. I'm from the South. I've seen ghosts. I've seen weird things happen, you know. So it's like I do believe in the afterlife because I've seen it, right? You understand? So I do believe in, like, again, if someone close to you dies, I do believe in signs and symbols that they're watching over you. I do believe in that. So I do believe in the next life. And I don't know what I am. I know I support Trump. You know, it's like you don't need to have a label in terms of like what you are. So as soon as you say you're a conservative or as soon as you say you support Trump, people are going to think, oh, you know, you're a radical. You understand? You get me? We don't know. Cliff is it's about belief in living a certain way. I think a lot of people, well, I can't say a lot, but I think there are people that don't support religion is because of the wars, you know? You understand? Because the war's on religion. I think that's why some people like me, that's the kind of reason why I don't really claim a religion, because I just can't support someone that went to battle and killed so many people. You understand? Does that make sense? So it's like, why should I support it? And then you understand? So it's just like, why should I support a man? Like, even like Prophet Muhammad had like so many wives. He's like 45 and he literally married a 6-year-old, a 6 to a 9-year-old named Aisha. It's like, why should I support that? That's disgusting. 50-year-old man, even if it was 2,500 years ago, it's still nasty. You know, you get me? So that's what I'm saying. And so when you tell Muslims that, they don't want to have that conversation. They're like, oh, you're anti-Muslim. It's like, I didn't say I'm anti-Muslim. I'm just telling you that this man was a pedophile. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And so that hurts your feelings. So they don't want to have these conversations. Again, here's the thing. People want to talk about other religions, but as soon as you talk about theirs, they get offended. So it's like, if you don't want to have the discussion 100%, then leave it alone. That's what I said earlier about racism. You understand? Leave it alone. Like, I'm willing to have a conversation with someone that's pro-Israel or someone that's pro-Palestine. You understand? I'm willing to have those conversations. Although many Palestinians don't want Jews to live there. They want everything. That's what they want, and that's impossible. So when there are certain people that say river to the sea doesn't mean no Jewish land, that's a lie. Literally, river to the sea means decimate, get rid of all the Jews, or let's claim back our land back as ours in totality. That's what it means to them. Thank you for the super chat. And it's like, where should they go? You understand? How is it a 5-year-old Jewish child problem about something that's been going on for like 80 years? That's not their fault. So what, they should leave? A 5-year-old? That's not a 5-year-old's fault. So they want the whole thing as theirs. They want to operate like sixth century religious times. You know, they don't want to operate in today's century. You understand? And so while things on that side is also bad, and my money goes there every year, and you know, basically hinders people's, like, I guess, lifestyle and getting the best education, the best medical, best resources, hinders people having water and stuff like that. You know, I like to keep it neutral and say that, let's just be honest, most of them want their land back, and a lot of them do support Hamas, you know, because before Hamas, it was just them having rocks, stones. They don't have the equipment that Israel has. So a lot of them do support Hamas because they feel like Hamas is defending their land. You understand? While they live in Qatar and live in lavish hotels and are multi-billionaires, these people have more money than Trump does. These people are worth like billions of dollars, $12 billion. And it's like, why aren't you putting that money into your own people? If you support Palestinians, why aren't you helping those people? You're so rich. You're in Qatar flying Air Force Ones, and you're in mansions and hotels. Why aren't you supporting your own people? You know? So, hey, 1 cent is a value from someone's hard work. It doesn't matter if it's $10 or $1. At least he gave something. What did you give? Nothing. So I didn't even ask for it. Even if it was a penny, that's still money. Did you skip a dough? Are you talking about me or someone else? 1 cent is from someone's hard work, right? Or at least I hope that's their money, something that they worked hard for. Is she talking about me? Who's that guy? Oh, LOL, him. I don't know. Just let people entertain themselves. So yeah, so it's like, again, it's about being fair. That's what. And then here's the other hypocrisy. So it's like they talk about how the Jews discriminate against them and the Jews do X, Y, Z to them. But at the same time, there's a population in a place called Jericho, Palestine, that are people that are called Black Palestinians, and they get twice the harassment, you know, from the Palestinians that are a wider complexion, and then from the Jews. And so what the Palestinians are complaining about is about the Jews is exactly what they're doing to people in Jericho, Palestine. So again, it's like you pick and choose what to say to be a victim so you can support me mentality, but at the same time you're not talking about what you're doing to other people. Again, hypocrisy. That's what I don't like. It's just being honest. You know, I feel like my smoke detector just made a different sound. Maybe that's a ghost or something. Because it usually doesn't do that. I feel like the sound was a little bit elongated. So it's a very difficult topic indeed. No, it's not a very difficult topic. It's not a difficult topic. But if you really look into it, like Rothschild, which is like, they're like, if not one of the most powerful people in the world, and they are Jewish, they had something to do with it, you know, with the division of the land. Rothschild. So when people say that they control the world, I mean, partly, I think part of it is true. You know, it's screaming, change my battery. It sure is, but I don't have one for it. They do. If you know history, it's hard not to understand why the Palestinians are where they are. So, what are your thoughts on it? But not all of them, though. A lot of them, they're smart. They came to America. They're super rich. You know, I mean, this is none of our land. We're gonna die. We're all gonna die, right? Are you divorced? No. The solution is that people not be so butthurt on other beliefs, heritage, cultures, whatsoever. But yeah, but most of them want everything back. That's what I'm saying. They want everything. They want everything. And that's not gonna happen. But I also don't like how the media just keep bringing up October 7th and making that literally the start of everything when no, that's not the start of everything. When they keep talking about October 7th. You understand? And so, I mean, Israel has done some crazy shit too. You know, they killed that journalist from Al Jazeera and then they lied about it for several months, saying that no, Palestinians killed her. And then several months later, it was a bullet from the military. I do believe sometimes when, like, if you watch the media, if you watch ABC, for example, like on A View, they had some guy from ABC go over there and they're like, oh, we have to go, we have to go. We're getting hit by bombs. I do feel like that's fake. I do. You know, a lot of times, um, there's been reports of how the military, they do like these fake tactics to make people in America feel like Israel is not the problem. So sometimes that stuff is fake. You know, like I don't believe that journalist on when they showed him at ABC like he was in danger. And I don't know if he knew that, but you know, the people that told him that hey, you need to leave, and the Israelis, a lot of times that stuff is fake. You know, so one YouTuber, and she used to work for like corporate journalism, but one YouTuber, Kim Iverson, she actually went over there, and I respect someone that actually goes to a place and actually does their research. That's doing more than research. That's like you're going into the culture and you're looking at what happens. And so a lot of people in America, they're like pro-Israel and stuff like that. They, you know, Israel's not the enemy, da 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 da. But her whole view changed by her just going over there. If you watch her video, it's over an hour. When she went there like 3-4 years ago. So, and that's because the media used to protect them, and they still kind of do. And so now all the people who are like 18, 19, 20, who grew up with social media, like all the people, so it's like a balanced, it's kind of like a balanced fight or a balanced debate where it's like half support Palestine, half support Israel. Whereas before social media for many decades, you know, it was like if you're pro Palestine, it's like you're a hater, you're a racist, whatever. You're a terrorist. You understand? So now it's like those people grew up with the Facebooks and the Vines and the Snapchats. They're like 18, 19, 20, 25, 18 to 29. And it's like they have a different perspective, you know, than baby boomers do, right? I don't understand the fighting over land. Like, who cares? What it's like? We're just trying to live. Not saying our support leaders there is a way to come in. So yeah, I mean, it's just it does get confusing, even if you go back before it was called Israel. Like there was always conflict over there, even before Palestine was Palestine. Like it goes all the way, even it goes before back, it even goes way before back the Roman Empire. Like at one point in time, Jerusalem was divided between Jews, and there were different Jewish tribes, and they were fighting each other too, right? And so this is why a lot of people don't believe in religion, because it's like, shouldn't religion bring in peace? But then you have like Jacob and Abraham and all these other people fighting, you know, for the throne and fighting each other. So this goes way back, since like Earth's creation, right? Actually, no, not since Earth's creation, but because Earth was here before religion was here. But so that's what I'm saying. This is why people don't support religion. um, You know nothing. Okay, well, what do you know? Instead of insulting me, why don't you educate? Uh, okay, let me read. I'm actually now getting annoyed by the beep. At first, I tuned it out. Now it's annoying me. Um, okay. Well, it used to be Ottoman land until the empire fell, but it goes even before that. And what I've learned recently is a lot of Turkish people, they don't like Arabs. They don't, because they think like the Arab, like, if you want to know racism and you're an Arab, go to Turkey. If you want to know actual racism and what it means, and they're honest, and I respect people that are honest about it. And so they're honest about it. It's like through history, it's like um some Arabs stayed with them, and then some Arabs, they joined the British and the French because they were promised, I believe, to have a sovereign nation, their own land. And so a lot of the Turkish people, they still blame Arabs today. Today, even people who have nothing to do with it, right? And so they don't like each other. And so a lot of them in Turkey, they don't really know it. You can't really call them a certain thing. Like, a lot of people see them as being the Middle East, and then parts of Turkey is considered European. So a lot of them, they want to be classified as European. A lot of them, they do. They don't want to be classified as Middle Eastern, because they feel like being called Middle Eastern is like being like poor or not educated, not knowing anything. So at the same time, it's like hypocrisy, because you're mad that the Arabs joined the Europeans to fight against the Ottomans, but at the same time, you want to be European today, but you hate the Arabs for joining the people who you want to be today. So again, that's hypocrisy at the same time. So yeah, let's see. Whose land is it when no person created anything but God? Exactly, I agree. I do agree, Joel. Zulu Seno, the Jews originally occupied the land. All is easy. Go back to the Roman times. The Muslims drove all the Jews. And I don't understand the fighting over land. Like, who cares? Who is it? We all try. So, I mean, it's kind of like Native Americans. I have no issue with Native Americans. But it's like, I do understand why they don't celebrate Thanksgiving in like North Dakota or in Alaska, right? Because that's a traumatic time in their history. I do understand it, right? But that doesn't mean I don't like them because I love America, right? You understand? So, um, it's like, if the good and evil didn't happen in the past, we would not be here, right? We would not be the person or the people that we are today. So unfortunately, wasn't the world created by good and evil? Didn't Adam eat the apple, right? Yes. Wasn't the world revolutionized through war? And so certain things happened in the past. Didn't bad people create the Constitution? Right? So it's just like, unfortunately, bad things need to happen. This is why I say bad things need to happen in order for good things to prosper. I should get that copyrighted because it's true. You know? I have a blessed night, everyone. Much love, mega patriots. All right, great hype. Look at his eyes lie. What are you talking about? What about my eyes? The religion seems to be mostly full of power. He's possessed. Akkadian scholar. High school history should set this straight. And it's so interesting how people are so concerned about history when the main people who are concerned about banning books never picked up a book, never read anything. It's like, if you want to know about history, okay, order a book from Amazon. They've been banning books since forever. They banned so many Mark Twain books. They don't teach anything in school. So miss me with the whole banning history, African American history, or whatever you want to call it. It's like, those people, again, they don't even teach you the full thing. I remember when I took history class in school, they don't even teach you. They pick and choose what to tell you. Because again, regulated by government. You understand? It's all about black people were enslaved by white folks. They were sold. They don't tell you everything. Maybe these days, but I'm Gen X and learn my history so I wouldn't repeat it or recognize it from happening again. Can you shout out? Who's Maria? Maria. I get these random people in here. And a lot of them, like a lot of the Palestinians, well, I don't know if it's a lot, but I have heard or I have read like the government, the Jewish government, they do even offer them millions of dollars, what is called reparations, right? To even leave their land. And some of them, they're like, no, I'm not leaving. This is my land. So, I mean, again, if you want to fight with what you believe in, whatever, that's your right. Do whatever you feel. It's a tool for power. I do agree with that. I got Drew in, but good night for real this time. I subscribe, power over. Thank you for subscribing. Sometimes I wonder if people are real or if they just, because I get random people in here saying shout out people, Turks and Saudis on bad terms. Yeah, so again, when people talk about racism, it's all over the place. Like, nothing about natives. Please, it's my sister. I'm British. That's bad. Aussie Oscar, shout out Maria. I guess my lessons were focused on U.S. history. Why is there so much Black African reparations and no Native American? They got their reparations. Here's another thing. I feel like even having these months, like Latino month or Black History month, it's just dividing people. I do remember being at a grocery store and this girl in the deli was like, it's Black History Month. I'm not tolerating anything from anyone. You understand? And it's like, I didn't know Black History Month is paying your bills. You understand? This job is paying your bills, not Black History Month. So it's like, it divides people. You understand? Like, I'm with Morgan Freeman when he's like, we should stop talking about it. He was like, Morgan Freeman said he doesn't want a Black History Month. You understand? It just divides people. That's what it does. It's like the fact that this person said, I'm not tolerating anything from no customer. It's Black History Month. I'm like, okay, all right. Well, then go on the streets, go home. Since Black History Month pays your bills and not customers, then all right. I'm like, and this is not a Walmart. This is like a upper middle class place where it's like I'm expecting conservatism. I'm not expecting a hood rat to be working behind a deli saying, I ain't tolerating anything this month. You know. I thought the saying, you get what you pay for, is correct. So if you're paying more than what you would pay at Walmart, you would think the quality would be the same, right? Hello, lynx. Hello. I love lynx too. They're beautiful animals. Lynx. Lynx, 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 lynx. Reserves are still rough. What about the Cold War? What about it? Hi. No one owns it. I don't know who owns it. And again, that should not be our business, So what's your race? I'm human. I'm an American. That's my race. What's your race? Is that really your picture? Anyways, let's see. Is everyone that's commenting, are you guys actual people or are you guys bots? He's a troll. The Great White Hype, are you new to this channel? Sicilian American. Are you new to this channel? I'm a child. I'm human as fuck. Out of curiosity, like, did YouTube recommend you my channel, or did you go to like the streaming location and just saw that I was streaming? I always wonder how that goes. I'm not a bot, obviously. I think a lot of people stayed because of the topic about Sunny Hostin, because a lot of people are talking about it. We're talking about it. Still is talking about it. So I went to live. I thought this was Family Guy live action. Oh, cool. Celebrity gossip. What's your favorite DJ Khaled song? I don't have one. I don't really care for DJ Khaled. I scrolled on a new live shorts tab. I am happy. I love cookies and rainbow chocolate cookies. My live recommendations. He is a troll. I think I'm human. Sub deal. All right, thank you. I'm surprised my subscriptions went up. For the past 2-3 years, whenever I say anything remotely to the right, people unsubscribe. Like, I'm surprised. Browsing live feeds and stumbled on you. Okay, well, thank you. I always wonder like how people see stuff. Yeah, so part of me not doing videos anymore, because this channel is like 7, well, actually not 7, 8 years old, almost 8 years old. And so for like 2-3 years, I had a different perspective, and then I made a whole 180 during the pandemic, because I just, you know, you do some reading and you kind of subconsciously, you feel like something is off for many years, but you just don't know what it is. And then all of a sudden, your so-called fans, subscribers, followers, whatever you want to call them, the people that watch you, they just turn against you, and they're not really accepting of your new revelation. And so I would lose subscribers every day. Like, I would lose like hundreds. I remember one time I lost 300 in one day, just because I was being honest and stuff. And instead of people like listening and being curious and stuff like that, they want to believe in like one belief system. And so, yeah, so I just stopped making videos, and I just got tired of the biasness. That's all. So I'm actually surprised that it went up. It usually goes down. I mean, I was on here 2 weeks ago and it went down. Truly woke. Aliens definitely exist. I subscribe. Yes, Zaku. There's actually. Are you Zaku? Do you live in America? Just curious. I don't care what you are. I'm Welsh. Is that okay? I don't care what you are. Everyone is welcome. I don't care what you are. Just because I'm critical about certain places, that doesn't mean I hate you. So yeah, did you hear about the guy in Las Vegas last year that had reported that there was a thing in his backyard? Were you born in America? He said, sir, did you rap? I can rap, I guess. But yeah, so I mean, that's all. Just be open-minded. That's all, you know. I was born in Wales. I'm English. I came as a baby. Oh, okay. From where? Pakistan or something? Rap for us. Please don't rap. Sir, did you rap? I bet it's fire. I scrolled on a new live shorts tab. So what's the solution? What do you guys think the solution is moving forward? Like, what do you guys think should happen? Keep the work up. Australia. You're from Australia? Okay, I thought you was in America, but okay. I almost subscribed. I mean, I'm not asking for subscribers. All I said was I was surprised that it went up, because for 3 years, all it did, 3-4 years, all it did was go down. Open conversations like these. But like, what's the solution? Yeah, open conversations is the solution. But what's the solution in terms of action? Like, what should we do? Just keep talking, brother, and we all. No, I'm just curious. So it's like people have these conversations about issues, but there's never a solution. What's the solution? That's my question. What's the solution to the problem? It's like people keep talking about racism, right? People keep talking about immigration. No, but dialogue doesn't do anything. Action does. And that's the problem. We keep having dialogue, there's no action being done. It's kind of like having a mass shooting. Oh, we're praying for the people. Okay, praying only does so much. Okay, so but what's the solution? You know, like action. It's like we've been having this dialogue for a long time. There's never fixing. My thing is like, what's the fix? What does that mean? Equal rights. You're equal. What does that mean? What's equal rights, Mindy? What is that? What do you mean by that? I don't understand that. What else you're supposed to do? Call their representatives. I don't know. Maybe run for election. Vote for the right people. You know, I don't even believe in national voting, but local voting is more accurate. So vote locally, I guess. I don't like I'm asking. That's what I'm asking. What's the solution? Hello, Oi from Brazil. Oi, 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 oi. Bro, we're over the Rubicon. There are only a few things to correct these things, and it'll set back America for generations. So we're all just waiting till shit. It's not a resolution. We're all human. So the people who are not from America, be honest. Do you not like Americans? And if you don't, I would actually respect your honesty. The people who aren't Americans, or the people who were not born in America, you're included in this conversation because you're not an American. Do you not like Americans? It would mean the complete restructuring of society operates LA currency is the main reason for suffering. So what's the solution? Get rid of all the old people and put in like fresh meat in there? So to get that actual answer, to get an honest answer in terms of if they don't like Americans, you have to be a fly on the wall. You have to be in a room where you're not noticed, right? So people are not honest about that. Egg. You have to be a fly on the wall. It's kind of like going into a Chinese restaurant and them thinking you don't speak Chinese and they're talking shit about you. That's called being a fly on the wall. So you're not going to admit it. But yeah, we know that countries don't like us. We know that. At least I do. Without unity, there is no solution. I agree. Cliff, where are you from? Where in America? I do agree. Without unity, there is no solution. I do agree. I know a lot of people got mad about Ron DeSantis when he said that slaves benefited from slavery, but don't you benefit from bad situations? That's not really inaccurate to say. Like, we all benefit from our bad experiences, right? From hardships. It drives us to be who we are today. Yes? So to me, that wasn't even a bad thing to say, right? I mean, it's controversial, but it's not. So is that a bad thing to say that slaves benefited from slavery? You're from Oklahoma, the great state of Oklahoma. It's like to say Palestinians benefited from like hardship. It's like you can get positive traits from negative situations. Yes? Like, it makes you stronger. The great state of Arizona, we all pack and we police ourselves in the wild. Even though Phoenix is the fifth largest city. Why did you guys turn like blue or purple? What happened in Arizona? What happened? I'm so tired. It's 2 a.m. I should be sleeping. Yeah, but what happened in Arizona? Hi, Cody. Doo-doo-doo. How are you? Is it wrong of me to believe that if independent did someone win, it could be coming with the government? Do a flip. Hey, what's up? Hey, Laura, how you been? Long time no see. How's your husband? People hate to hear it, but I agree slavery didn't benefit. I mean, but we all benefit from hardships, don't we? Yes? Hi, Mr. Manish. How are you? It's like we all benefit from bad situations. It's called learning. You learn. That doesn't mean you agree with it, but, it's not, you have to go, okay, have a good day. Times are hard. I know, times are hard. Don't vote Democrat. Yeah, they want to be coddled and, they want their hair to be petted. Oh, you're okay. Poor baby. Because we had a woman count her own votes for governor. What the fuck? I never graded my papers in school. Do you guys like John McCain in Arizona? Do people actually like that family in Arizona? You missed a whole, almost 3-hour topic, Laura. Different topics. Nope, you guys don't like him. I find that family to be annoying. Huge. Which religion? He's a rhino. I've never even viewed him as a Republican, actually. You understand? I never really viewed him as a Republican. And I remember when his daughter got married to that man, and they said he's more conservative than they are. He's actually a libertarian. Ben Dominic. He's a libertarian. Like, he was against the Iraq War. Like, he's a libertarian. So is a libertarian more conservative than a conservative? I can't believe I still have 20 people in here. That doesn't happen. Maybe if I came on earlier, it would have been 100 or something. I'm not sure if these people are actual people or if they're bots. Which religion you belong to, but I just... Because YouTube has been having a lot of bots lately. Let me see. I don't know. Bots. This is, in some cases, there could be. Are you guys bots? I know Laura isn't a bot. I know that. I don't. But it's not you do you today, unfortunately. Queef. 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 Loki. Queef. What is 38 plus 48? Not a bot today. What are you other days? How are you a bot other days? 28 plus 91. Hello, Emma. OD. Uh-oh. I hope that doesn't mean what I think it means, Emma. Queef. Queef, queef, queef. You wave at me. So, Cliff. Cliff. I like your name, Cliff. Cliff Huxtable. Cliff. Cliff, are you guys infested with a lot of illegals? You're not a bot at work. What is your hat plus throwing it in the garbage? What is your hat? Hi, brother. I sub. I sub. Where are you guys from? Are these bots? Extreme. Win, win. Win, 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 win. You're not a bot at work. What do you mean? Queef. Do you play any video games? No, I'm not a child. I don't play video games. I mean, I'm open to playing India. Oh, is this Amazon? Queef. It's like when you buy something from Amazon and then something happens and you call customer service. I'm like, am I being scammed? Why am I talking to someone? I think every part of the US is being hammered. No, it's not just Texas. It's like the whole South, and it's literally New York. They're being brought to New York. Queef. I live in Australia. I like how you guys talk in Australia. You guys are very bold the way you speak. Playa, are you a swimmer? I just won the lottery. I just won my lottery ticket. Congratulations. Don't show your face. Kim-san, Sadik. Thank you. Why you do too. Queef. How is my Australian accent? Queef. North Carolina. Everywhere it's just crazy. Everywhere. And it's like people say, oh, they're not taking jobs. Well, yeah. It's like, so a lot of these industries, they're requiring you to learn Spanish now because of the massive illegals. Honestly, I actually lost 2 opportunities because I don't speak Spanish fluently. You understand? So, yes, Americans are losing job opportunities. And yes, they are a problem being here illegally. Hi, Laura. It's like if you literally check everything off of the book, you have a degree, you have work experience, and all of the sudden now you have to know another foreign language. Come on now, based off of them coming here illegally. Really? Which state do you live in? Queef. So yeah, and people are like, well, they work jobs. They work jobs. People don't want to work. I'm like, well, they don't have any other options. They don't have degrees. They don't have other skills. Yes, they have to work picking strawberries or whatever, or working at hotels, cleaning toilets. What other jobs do you expect them to do? Do you expect them to be a surgeon, a paralegal, even a secretary? No, they don't speak English. Keep up the conversation. People need to not be in boxes or safe spaces. All right, the great white. Thank you. Queef, queef, queef. Loki, where are you from? So yeah. So yes, they are. And so pretty soon, we're probably going to have to learn Spanish. It's going to be a requirement if you want to work for a company. You know how other countries have to learn English? Because they do. Like other countries, they have to learn English. So all these other foreign countries have been learning English for like over 10 years, but their teachers failed them by only teaching them like writing and grammar and vocabulary words, but they don't speak in class. And so they're there are literally people with like programming degrees and all kinds of degrees, PhDs, they're doctors and everything, but they can't speak English because their teachers again failed them. And so America is going to be like that, where we're going to have to learn another language because of illegal immigration. Um, yeah, I know Dory's stories exactly. Truth always. Instead of insulting, why won't you come up with a smart comments? Cody Dower, what are you yapping about? Do you agree with what I said? Well, it's true though. How did my parents fail me? I think I'm doing a pretty decent job. What's happening, my? But yeah, so yeah, people are losing opportunities because of that. Dude, the boys came in as I was going out. This is great. They're like foreign bots. They're probably from Russia or something. I told you we're celebrities, Americans. They look at us as celebrities. They look at us as celebrities. They want to be us so bad. They don't like us, but they want to be us. Including the people who live here but aren't from here. I'm telling you, that's how they are. It's like that's how a lot of them they think that way. Even people in like the UK, like I don't even consider them, even they speak English and they're supposedly the original English. People like in the UK, they're the same thing, or Australia. I'm American. So yeah, they definitely want to be us because I don't. Exactly, and I don't want to be them. They literally copy everything we do. Like in the UK, I mean, we have, of course, they speak English, but they have a lot of differences. Like they call a pharmacist a chemist, and like they want to be us so bad that now that they say, "Where's the pharmacy?" instead of saying, "Where's the chemist?" Right? So, I mean, they can't compare. The UK only has what, 80 million, I believe, maybe less than that, maybe 60 million people. So, I mean, I've learned a lot this past year just by doing the job that I'm doing. I'm like, what? Why? Okay, that's fine. If they don't like us, I don't care. But it's interesting. But they want to come here. They won't deny a green card. That's why I tell the women in my life, that are related, or even females in general, like don't date a foreigner. It's tough to date, period, today, right? To find someone, it's tough to even make a friend. Don't date a foreigner. You're just making an extra red flag for yourself. You're making it even harder on you, right? Date an American. Date someone only in America. Don't date a foreigner. You know. So I say that all the time. But you're not an American, though. They want that green card. All right, the Great White. See you later. I'm about to get off here. Well, if you're an actual American, she'll probably take you, but an actual girl here that's out of your league won't, because she won't benefit off of you in any way unless you're rich. That's what I'm saying. That's why these older men, they go to Africa and stuff, and then they come back to America with like a 30-year-old, but they're like 60, because the girl wants to be in America, right? Like all the men that are old and washed up and not wanted, they go to Africa or these foreign countries. They go to China or the Philippines. You know, like I had one girl in my class in college. She met this lawyer online. You know, and he's like a nerd, and she's a beautiful girl from the Philippines. It's like there's no way in hell a girl like that in America would entertain that, right? Again, because they want to come here. They want that green, green. I call it the green, green. The green, green. So yeah, it's like women already go through so much. Don't make it harder on yourself and date a foreigner. Like a perfect example was me on TLC. They have 90-day fiance, and there's this girl, 19-year-old. I think she's from Florida, if I'm not mistaken. She was talking to some guy on some Muslim app, and he told her he's American. A week later, he said, I'm Syrian and I live in Syria. So he lied to her, right? And she still pursued the man, still pursued him, right? And the mom disagreed with her as she should. And literally, they met up in Lebanon for safety instead of Syria. And the mom went with her, and she kept badgering the guy. She was like, "Wait, my daughter can't drink alcohol. Wait, you can hit my daughter." Like all kind of things. It's like that's red flag number one. He lied to you, you know. So, so yeah, a lot of them they lie. And in the world we live in today with this whole woke stuff, and a lot of times even a system in America will side with a foreigner, especially if they're considered a minority, before they would side with someone that's Caucasian or someone that's an American. You know, because of the system we live in today, it's about feelings versus facts, right, in the law. So, so you got to be careful. All right, you all, but it was nice talking to everyone. Thank you, Cliff. I appreciate you being here. See you later.